Ready for Kernels baseball? The Class A affiliate of the world champion Anaheim Angels plays right here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. Now, in his 8th season bringing you the fun of Cedar Rapids baseball, here's the voice of the Kernels. He's the one, the only, John Rogers, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, let the good times roll.
It is a perfect day for baseball. Absolutely beautiful, a sunny, warm Sunday afternoon. And a bit of sadness as we draw the curtain down on an 8-game homestand and head out for a 12-game road trip starting tomorrow, Memorial Day at noon, or at 2 o'clock rather, in Kane County. It's been a homestand with a lot of fun and excitement. The Kernels are 3-4 on the homestand, have dropped 2 of 3 against Clinton, and hope to pull even on the homestand and with the LumberKings with a victory here this afternoon. This afternoon's a very special afternoon. It's baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. That means hot dogs will be $1 throughout the afternoon. Everyone coming into the ballpark will receive a coupon for a free slice of apple pie from Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vee stores. And one lucky Kernel fan will drive away with a 2002 Chevy Cavalier from Pat McGrath Chevy Land. Our scheduled guest on the dugout interview, Colonel General Manager Jack Rader, but I made a huge mistake in not flipping a right switch on my recorder, and thus our pre-taped dugout interview did not record. But we'll make the most of that situation because Jack was able to relay to me some fabulous promotions coming our way in the month of June. We have played 31 of our 70 home games have been played here in April and May, and that leaves some fantastic prime dates, 8 of them in June. And we'll set the scene for the month of June. School will be out. The weather will be consistently beautiful like it is today. We'll take a look ahead at the month of June here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium when I return next on the Dugout Interview.
You know how it is to have a good friend, someone who stands by you during good times as well as the bad. That's the kind of friend Dave Tobiasen at Family Insurance Center can be. Dave Tobiasen is your Pekin insurance agent in Monticello. Whatever your insurance needs, you can depend on Dave Tobiasen. Dave will settle your claims as quickly and conveniently as possible. See Dave Tobiasen, your Pekin insurance agent at Family Insurance Center in Monticello, for insurance coverages at competitive rates.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Well, good Sunday afternoon. The 2002 Chevy Cavalier from Pat McGrath Chevy Land is pulled up right behind home plate to the left of home plate. And the excitement builds for baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. We embark upon a long 12-game road trip starting tomorrow at Memorial Day, Kane County. But then lots of fun things to look forward to when we return home on... Let's get this straight now. We're going into the month of June, and we'll be back at home on Saturday, June 7th, a 7 o'clock start. Remember, school will be out, and we're into the summer, so no more 5 o'clock starts on Saturday. A 7 o'clock start on Saturday the 7th, and it'll be our Girl Scout campover night. There will be hundreds of Girl Scouts who pitch their tents on the outfield grass and enjoy hot dogs, marshmallows, and a movie on our Rockwell Collins game link, and then a sleepover in those tents on the outfield, and then, of course, breakfast in the morning. Sunday, June 8th, 2 weeks from today, and we'll be home against Burlington, a 2 o'clock start. Then let's look ahead to Tuesday the 10th. Jack Rader, our general manager, has gotten to see the world-famous San Diego chicken, and he hasn't been here in over 10 years. You will not want to miss one of the most famous and uproariously funny entertainment acts in all of professional baseball, big leagues and minor leagues. The world-famous San Diego chicken is here on Sunday the 10th at 7 o'clock. Now, remember, you'll want to get your tickets earlier. I misstated, on Tuesday the 10th. On Tuesday, June 10th, the famous chicken will be here. That's Tuesday, the 10th of June. And give us a call, 896-7560, if you'd like to be part of the fun for the world-famous San Diego chicken, Tuesday, June 10th. He's here at the ballpark, 896-7560. Then on June 15th, we're here at 2 o'clock. That's a Sunday. June 15th, we're here, and it's Father's Day. That means families are invited down to the field after the game to play catch to help Dad celebrate his special day. Sunday, June 15th is Father's Day, a 2 o'clock start. And everyone coming to the game on Sunday will receive a ticket entering them into a drawing for a trip for four to Anaheim to see our world champion Anaheim Angels play and also go to Disneyland. That's Sunday, June 15th. What a fabulous promotion in store for us on June 19th. It's a Thursday night. McDonald's Baseball Glove Night. That's right, McDonald's Baseball Glove Night is set for Thursday, June 19th. McDonald's will be giving away baseball gloves to the first 1,000 girls and boys 12 and under on Thursday, June 19th, McDonald's Baseball Glove Night. Let's look ahead to our second fireworks extravaganza of the season. We had over 2,600 here on Friday for Commercial Federal Bank Fireworks Night. Saturday, June 21st, a 7 o'clock start here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, Procter & Gamble Fireworks Night. That's right, Saturday, June 21st, a 7 o'clock start is Procter & Gamble Fireworks Night. Again, the number to call for Kernel tickets, 896-7560. We'll wrap things up on the dugout interview with a look ahead into early July and a couple of great nights planned for the 4th of July weekend. Not too early to plan ahead for that, is it? We'll have that look at upcoming promotions when we return in a minute on the dugout interview. Again, we'll be back in just a minute with a look ahead at the 4th of July weekend on the dugout interview. Well, our in-studio engineer, Deb Williams, apparently a little bit of a snafu. So let's look ahead to the weekend of the 4th of July. It'll be a lot of fun here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. On the 4th itself, we play at 5 o'clock Friday, the 4th of July. McDonald's Baseball Bat Night. The first 1,000 kids 12 and under receive a regulation-sized baseball bat suitable for Little League play, courtesy of McDonald's. That's July 4th. McDonald's Baseball Bat Night, a 5 o'clock start here. Then we invite you to stay around and enjoy the fireworks from the Freedom Festival downtown. You can take it in right here. It'll be shown on the Rockwell Collins Game Link. There'll be post-game entertainment on the Rockwell Collins Game Link leading up to the downtown fireworks show on Friday, the 4th of July. Then the 5th of July, Saturday, the Blues Brothers are here. That's right. Jake and his brother Elwood are loose again at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Just a wonderful entertainment act on July 5th. That's Saturday, July 5th, a 7 o'clock start. The Blues Brothers will be on hand. Well, that's going to take us up to our dugout interview exit, and we were glad to share with you the fun and excitement headed your way, upcoming home games in the month of June and July here on the dugout interview. Again, we apologize. Our taped interview with Colonel General Manager Jack Rader was not recorded, and so we were unable to bring that to you. Mike Kuhlbeck, I hope I've gotten everything right. We'll really be promoting these neat attractions on our upcoming road trip. Did I get everything correct?
Sure seemed that way, John. Gosh, we're going to miss you the next 12 days.
Well, we're going to miss this great crowd and being at home, but let's make the most of today. I don't think we've had a more beautiful afternoon for baseball.
You know, John, this is the type of day that you just want to bottle up and save for the rest of the season.
It's just perfect, and with that white 2002 Chevy Cavalier being driven around the field moments ago, someone's going to be very happy. Everyone is going to be full of joy as they get dollar hot dogs today, as well as that Hy-Vee certificate, good for a piece of apple pie at Hy-Vee.
Did you get one of those?
I hope so.
I'm tempted to go snag one.
You know what? I haven't gotten one, but I eat at Hy-Vee quite a bit at their great cafeteria style food. So, well, Mike, we'll keep in touch over the long road trip, and let's hope that we can end this homestand on a good note.
You betcha, John. It's a great day to play a game, and we got Rafael Rodriguez pitching. There's plenty of seats still left. Anybody out there that's considering coming to the ball game, you got a chance to win a nice 2002 Chevy Cavalier, plus enjoy dollar hot dogs and pick up a coupon for a free slice of pie. So it's a great day for baseball in Cedar Rapids.
It truly is, Mike, and that's the thought we're going to leave our listeners with. We are going to take a timeout, and when we return, I'll set the starting lineups for the series finale, our final game of an 8-game homestand. Starting lineups, Kernels and Clinton. Follow these words.
The new Veterans Memorial Stadium is among the most awe-inspiring attractions in our great community. The most common remark made by first-time visitors to our new ballpark is simply, wow! The dazzling giant scoreboard, the roomy seats, the spacious concourse, and yes, the numerous women's restrooms all evoke that wow reaction. The most alluring element of all, though, is that perfectly nurtured, lush, green field that composes the diamond. Thanks to Peck's Flower Garden and Landscaping, the aura and magic of the field of green in the new stadium can be replicated in your very own yard. That's right. The experts at Peck's are teaming up with the renowned Kernel Grounds crew to award one of you with a Field of Green lawn makeover this spring. Just stop into the Garden Center at Peck's to enter. The Peck's Field of Green dream could be yours. Register this spring in the Garden Center at Peck's, corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Cost Cutters?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters. Right now? My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters makes things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Here we go with the starting lineups, the Kernels and Clinton LumberKings. The final game of an 8-game homestand. The Kernels were beaten here Thursday night 5-2 by Clinton. Won a thriller Friday 2-0 on a Caleb Mayer ninth inning 2-run blast. And last night the Kernels were handcuffed by a pair of LumberKing pitchers, had only 4 hits and were blanked 4-0. Let's set the starting lineups for Clinton. They're the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Texas Rangers, and they're only a game back of the Kernels. The LumberKings in 5th place in the 8-team Western Division first half standings, 21-25. Their skipper is Carlos Subera. He's 31 years old, in his 3rd year managing in the Texas organization, and he's from Venezuela. Switch-hitting speedster from Brigham Young will lead it off, Cameron Coughlin for the LumberKings. Craig Ringe from Central Missouri State is the shortstop. He'll bat 2nd. Hitting 3rd for the LumberKings is their DH, Hector LeBron. Manny Santana, a left-handed hitting catcher, will be behind the plate today, and he bats cleanup. Hitting 5th, playing for the first time since May 15th, the Rangers call him a 5-tool prospect, Juan Senriso. Juan Senriso tied for 2nd in the league in steals, playing for the first time in 10 days in right field, batting 5th for Clinton. It's Nate Gold at 3rd base. Gold led the Division I NCAA in home runs last year out of Spokane, Washington, and at Gonzaga University. Boy, these turnarounds are starting to get to the the old brain power of John Rogers, what little is left of it. So Nate Gold batting 6th at third base. Kevin Richardson will be at first base and bat 7th. Hitting 8th in left field for Clinton is Larry Grayson, and batting 9th, Orlando Cruz in center field. On the hill for the visitors is a 21-year-old right-hander out of the University of Arkansas. He was taken in the 32nd round by the Texas Rangers last year. Gary Hogan. Gary Hogan, 0-2, making his 4th start of the year. He's relieved in 9 other games. He's 0-2 with a 4.50 ERA. Remember, these Rangers have their pitchers on strict pitch count limits and therefore piggyback all the time with their starters. Our great friends at Allen Motor Company now proud to bring us the Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup. A centennial celebration of unparalleled magnitude is underway at Allen Motor Company as they celebrate their 100th year serving our community. That's right, Allen's first sold a car back in 1903. How are they celebrating their 100th year in business in eastern Iowa? Well, Allen's has a fantastic offer for you. Your first year's maintenance absolutely free when you buy a new vehicle during their centennial sale. That's right. During Allen's centennial sale, when you buy a new vehicle, your first year's maintenance is absolutely free. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup on this lovely Sunday afternoon has Rancel Melgarejo leading off in center field. The right fielder batting second, switch hitter B.J. Weed, 4th in the league in hitting. Alberto Callaspo leads the league in hits and runs scored. His .328 average is 3rd highest in the league. Alberto bats 3rd in the Allen Motor Company order. He's at second base. Catching Jared Abruzzo hitting cleanup in the Allen Motor Company order. Batting 5th, he's 6th in the league in hitting with a .318 average. Switch hitting shortstop Eric Ibar. Jake Mathis bats 6th in the Allen Motor Company order. He's at first base. The Kernel designated hitter from Marion, Iowa is Alex Dvorsky. Dvorsky bats 7th. Hitting 8th in left field, getting his second start as a Kernel, Kevin Jenkins. And batting 9th at third base is Matt Brown. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, as Mike Kuhlbeck, our Director of Public Relations and Marketing, noted, 18-year-old right-hander Rafael Rodriguez making his 10th start of the year. Rafael is 3-3. His ERA is 3.58. He was a 16-4 loser Monday night here at home against South Bend. In that game, Rafi went 4 innings, surrendered 8 runs, only 3 earned on 5 hits, struck out none, and walked 3. Rafael Rodriguez will be on the hill this afternoon for the Kernels. The umpires, Brian Riley behind the plate, his partner Buzz Laird working the diamond. The Kernels have gathered in front of their first base home dugout with their Taco Bell baseball buddies. The Taco Bell baseball buddies are with their Kernels. The Kernels in their typical Sunday garb of red knit batting practice tops, big white numbers on the back, white trousers, and red caps. Now the Kernels are taking the field with their Taco Bell baseball buddies. The Taco Bell baseball buddies trotting out onto the field with the Kernel player by their side. What a thrill that is for them as the Taco Bell baseball buddies take the field. Now wait a minute, a couple of Taco Bell baseball buddies standing next to Allison Lenskow, and I'm not sure. Well, we have a couple of extra Taco Bell baseball buddies. I don't know where they came from or who they are, but they showed up to be part of the fun, and we welcome them. Now let's hear from Bank Iowa, followed by the Star-Spangled Banner.
It is an honor to be an American. We are proud to pay tribute to all our armed services who make great sacrifices in order to preserve the freedoms we enjoy. Please stand and join Bank Iowa and the Kernels as we salute our flag and sing the national anthem.
Performing the national anthem this Sunday afternoon, Lawrence Brown.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight glass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, where the roses we watched were so gallantly
Cleveland Browns singing our national anthem. The Taco Bell baseball buddies have had the thrill of a lifetime. They're trotting off the field. And we have a beautiful day for baseball. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Deb Williams is our in-studio engineer. You're tuned to the fun of Colonel Baseball here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The Kernels hope to go 4-4 on the homestand with a victory over Clinton today before embarking upon a 12-game road trip starting tomorrow in suburban Chicagoland. I'll have this afternoon's action in just 1 minute.
What can I help you with here at Big Time Motors?
Well, I'm looking for a used car. I like this one. What's the price?
Listen, lady, I don't sell prices. I sell cars. But I guess if you must know, it's this.
Wow. That's $2,000 more than the one low price on the exact same car at Randy Keel Honda. And I didn't even have to ask them. Randy Keel has the prices posted for every car on their lot.
Well, we've got the best service department to stand behind our vehicles.
Really? Randy Keel showed me they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. How do you know yours is the best?
My manager told me.
Thanks, but I think I'm going back to Randy Keel Honda to get the best price and the best service.
But I could throw in a free air freshener to put over the rearview mirror.
Nice try.
Randy Keel Honda understands what you need when you're looking for a new or used car. They post their prices clearly, so you don't have to guess, and they'll never pressure you. That's why they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. And they just won the President's Award from American Honda. Come find out for yourself. Randy Keel Honda is on Center Point Road in Cedar Rapids, or you can visit them at randykeel.com.
More beautiful day, 74 degrees, a light, very light, calm breeze blowing in from right center. And Rafael Rodriguez making his 10th start of the year facing the Clinton LumberKings. The LumberKings may have the second highest team ERA in the league at 4.23. In other words, they're 13th of 14 teams in pitching, but in their last 5 games, the LumberKings pitching staff has given up just 5 earned runs, a 0.96 ERA. The LumberKings are also in their knit batting practice tops. Theirs are black with green numbers trimmed in silver, and Cameron Coughlin takes the afternoon's first pitch for a strike called. We're underway. Cameron Coughlin hitting .266, no homers, 10 RBIs, 0 for 3 with a walk in the LumberKing 4-0 shutout victory here last night. Brown playing on the edge of the grass at third as Rafi fires a strike called, and it's 0-2 to Cameron Coughlin. The switch hitter was 4 for 5 in the series opener here on Thursday night. He's been held hitless since. An 0-2 is pop foul off to the left. That one will ride out of play. Let's set the Kernels for you. In the outfield today, Kevin Jenkins in left. Mel Garrejo's in center, and out and right is B.J. Weed. Left to right on the infield, Matt Brown at third. The shortstop is Ibar. Alberto Callaspo at second, and Jake Mathis over at first. Ooh, a fastball, and Cameron Coughlin took a step towards the third base dugout. He thought he was struck out, but the plate umpire Brian Riley said it was high. That's right, Cameron Coughlin thought he had struck out looking as a pitch was at the letters, a fastball, and taken for ball 1. Coughlin, a switch hitter batting left out of Brigham Young University. An 18th round pick of Texas last year. There's a slider down and in, ball 2. Jared Abruzzo behind the plate. All of the Kernels playing bare-armed with the exception of the pitcher, Rafael Rodriguez. He has a long-sleeve red jersey underneath his red Kernel top. Kernels inscripted in cursive letters in blue across those red tops. A high pop fly into shallow left. Jenkins coming on, so Ibar's out, but Kevin Jenkins makes the play near the line in left field. Cameron Coughlin is flown out to left field for the first out of the Clinton first inning. Well, we've solved the mystery of our extra Taco Bell baseball buddies. We remarked how neat it was that Ron Pline, the Roadrunner, had a couple of baseball buddies next to him. Some of the baseball buddies brought friends with them, and that's wonderful. And we had shirts for them, and they got to stand right next to Rhodey on the field as Taco Bell baseball buddies. Boy, you've been in this game 8 years, and something always happens to keep you alive and pumped and charged up and happy and invigorated, and the extra Taco Bell baseball buddies did that for me up here. I looked down, and there's a bunt, And it's going to roll foul, a foul ball off the bat of Craig Ringe. He's in the hole 0-2. I looked down and thought, well, maybe somebody, we couldn't figure it out. But now I said to Mike Kuhlbeck, I said, I think maybe some of the baseball buddies brought some friends. And that's a delightful surprise for everybody. Craig Ringe was 1 for 4 last night. He tripled and scored in the 6th inning to make it 3-0 Clinton. Ringe is in the hole 0-2 here in the top of the 1st inning, after Cameron Coughlin flew out to left field. Ringe, a 201 hitter, a home run, 12 RBIs. Raphael's 0-2. Is bounced to third off the batter's fist. Matt Brown has it, zips his throw across the diamond from third to get Craig Ringe. 2 gone here in the top of the 1st inning.
Designated hitter Hector LeBron.
Now the batter is Hector LeBron. LeBron, the designated hitter in 16 games, is sporting a .359 average. Hector, a home run, 7 RBIs. He's had 4 hits in 12 at-bats in this series. Stands straight up at the plate, and Rafael Rodriguez fires high and away for a ball. LeBron, a homer, 7 RBIs to go along with that lofty average of .359. Hector was 2 for 4 last night, a 6th inning run-scoring single that brought home Craig Ringe, and it gave Clinton a 3-0 lead. A fastball is lifted in the air to left. And Kevin Jenkins waiting near the line, and Kevin has it. Hector LeBron ends the Clinton first by skying to left, and Rafael Rodriguez retires Clinton in order in the top of the 1st inning. It's a beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon, and after 1/2 inning, the LumberKings nothing, and the Kernels coming to bat.
When we met, it's forget, we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
On the outside, everything looks fine, but on the inside, an unseen enemy is plotting the destruction of your home. Termites. Termites can be deadly to your home unless you fight back with certified pest and termite control. Yes, termites have made their way to Iowa, and they can cause extensive damage to your home before you even know they're there. It takes a trained professional to look in all the right places. Don't risk your home. Call the experienced, licensed, and insured experts at Certified Pest and Termite Control. 1 in 5 homes inspected have shown signs of termites. Certified offers guaranteed inspections and a 10% discount for seniors. Locally owned and operated, Certified carries a full supply for the do-it-yourselfers. Look for the giant ant at 1141 16th Avenue Southwest. Don't take a chance. Call Certified Pest and Termite Control today.
We go to the bottom of the 1st inning, and the Kernels are facing Gary Hogan, a right-hander who was relieved in 9 games, started 3. Hogan's 21 years old. He's out of the University of Arkansas, a record of 0-2. Gary has pitched 32 innings this year, given up 36 hits in 32 frames. Fan 17, walk 13, an ERA of 4.50, the league hitting .267 against right-hander Gary Hogan. He's from Little Rock, Arkansas. He went to the University of Arkansas, and at North Little Rock High School, he went 29-5. That was in his high school career. His last appearance was Tuesday in relief in Burlington, and he was a 1-0 loser in relief. He went 2 2/3 against the Bees on Tuesday night, gave up a run on 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 3. Rancel Melgarejo is the Kernel leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Rancel hitting .224, 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Rancel played here on Friday, a Kernel 2-0 victory. He was 0 for 3. The first pitch is down and in, ball 1 to Rancel Melgarejo from Gary Hogan. Clinton in black knit batting practice tops, black hats, black socks, gray trousers. A pitch wrapped hard to second, knocked down and picked up and throwing out Rancel is Cameron Coughlin. Rancel Melgarejo hit it hard, wrapped it on the ground right at the second baseman's feet. Cameron Coughlin from second threw out Melgarejo, 1 gone in the Colonel first inning. No score. B.J. Weed at the plate. B.J. a switch hitter with a .324 average, 4th highest in the league. No homers, 15 RBIs for B.J. Weed. A tap over the pitcher's head. This will be a tough place for Craig Ringy. He can't make it, and B.J. Weed takes a turn around first but holds on. An infield single. A Baltimore chop over the pitcher Hogan's head, and Craig Ringy rushed in from short and tried to barehand it. Could not do so successfully. It's an infield single for the Colonel right fielder, B.J. Weed. 1 on with 1 out in the Colonel first inning. Now Alberto Callaspo stands in. Alberto hitting .328. 3rd highest in the league. Callaspo is tops in the Midwest League. He has 59 hits in 48 games. He leads the league in runs scored with 35. A throw to first. Weed dives back in safely. Alberto was 0 for 4 last night. He's 3 for 12 in the series. A switch hitter batting left with that .328 average. Weed is running. A pitch outside. The throw to second is in time, and BJ's caught trying to swipe second. A head-first slide, but to no avail. Craig Ringy, the shortstop, had the ball waiting as Manny Santana threw out B.J. Weed. The caught stealing goes 2-4, and B.J.'s now 8 for 13 in stolen base attempts. It's ball 1 to Alberto Callaspo. The Colonels tried to steal a base, but were turned back by Manny Santana's good peg to second. Now a backdoor curve from Hogan is outside. 2-0 to Alberto Callaspo. Larry Grayson's in left for Clinton today. Orlando Cruz in center, and Juan Senriso in right field. We haven't seen Senriso in this series, but they tell us, the Texas Rangers tell their people in Clinton, that he is a 5-tool player with a great upside, a future big league possibility. Here's a bouncer to first, and it's a fair ball. Back of the bag, it's snared by Kevin Richardson, and he beats Callaspo to the base from behind at first, and the Colonels are gone here in the bottom of the first inning. Alberto Callaspo pulled a 2-0 pitch, or rather a 3-0 pitch, and grounds out to first. No runs in the first for the Colonels, 1 hit, a man caught trying to steal second. There were no Clinton errors, and the Colonels leave the bases empty. We played 1 on this delightful, sunny, beautiful Sunday afternoon, and it's the Colonels nothing and the LumberKings nothing.
I cannot face anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around each generation. They got their own kind of sounds. I'm the shy.
Santana, a left-handed hitting catcher, leads off in the second and takes a strike on the inside corner from the Colonel 18-year-old right-hander, Rafael Rodriguez. He's making his 10th start of the year. and has given up only 39 hits and 50 in the third innings. A slider down and in evens the count to Santana. Manny, the cleanup batter today, hitting .273 in 19 games. No homers, 4 RBIs. He was 1 for 3 last night. He drew a leadoff walk against Kevin Jepson in the 5th inning and scored. The 1-1. Santana takes low, ball 2. Kernel Baseball here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, brought to you in part all season long by Greg's Lawn Service. Greg's Lawn Service is the proud keeper of the grounds surrounding the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Let Greg's Lawn Service handle your lawn and landscaping needs. The 2-1 is driven in the air foul down the right field line. Mathis and Weed give chase, and it is up into the plaza section for strike 2 on Manny Santana. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983. As a ball club, Clinton is hitting .238. That's 10th in the 14-team Midwest League. The LumberKings have hit 17 home runs. One of them came last night by Chris Hiley, who's not in the lineup today. 17 home runs in 46 games for the LumberKings. That ranks them tied for 9th in the 14-team Midwest League, but they're first in the league in stolen bases with 70. A slider, and it juts low and inside. The count full to Manny Santana. Yeah, Clinton leads the league in errors. They're second to last in pitching, but they've been something against us in this series. They've played very, very good baseball. A high drive down the line and right. B.J. Weed is underneath it. It's a fair ball, and B.J. has it. Manny Santana on a full count pitch hit a high towering drive. He golfed it into right, and B.J. caught it. 1 away in the second inning for Juan Senriso. Senriso hitting .272, and this guy is put together like a big leaguer. He has long arms with thick forearms and very, very bulging calves and quadriceps. Juan Senriso, a right-handed batter, points his elbow straight back at the backstop with his .272 average. And a slider is inside to Senriso. Texas is very excited about this kid. The Rangers have a good mixture of veterans and youth at the big league level. With Buck Showalter as their manager, they think good days are ahead for them. A fastball is high, and it's 2-0 to Juan Senriso. He's from the Dominican Republic, 20 years old. Broke in 2001, hit .241 with the Gulf Coast League Rangers. Then last year played 62 games with Pulaski in the Appalachian League. He shoots one foul off the end of the bat onto the Miller Mezzanine Terrace. Top of the second, we're scoreless. The Kernels embark upon an 8-game road trip starting tomorrow, Memorial Day. A 1:40 dugout interview for you from Philip Elstrom Stadium. The 2-1 to Senriso is popped in the air to shallow right. B.J. Weed with his glasses down and his glove up, shading his eyes, and B.J. has it. Juan Senriso is flown out to right field, just as Manny Santana did, and that's 5 in a row retired by the Kernel 18-year-old Rafael Rodriguez. Our record at home this year is 16-14. Yes, that's right. This is our 31st home game of the year on this Memorial Day weekend. A 12-game road trip starting tomorrow. Kane County, Beloit, and Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids, Michigan, that is. Ball 1 is outside to Nate Gold. Nate led the NCAA Division I ranks in homers last year at Gonzaga. He belted 33 homers. And he takes downstairs for ball 2. Nate Gold didn't play last night. 0 for 7 in the series. The right-handed batter does not wear batting gloves. And he's hitting .214 with a couple of home runs, 19 RBIs. The 2-0 to Nate Gold. A slider, a beauty at the knees, outside corner, strike 1. Gold's a big guy, 6'3", 220, from Utah. 10th round pick of Texas last year out of Gonzaga. Raphael's 2-1 is hit in the air. to shallow center. Quan Cosby has his glasses down. Eric Ibar comes in front of Quan. And the shortstop, Eric Ibar, 50 feet out into the grass in shallow center, gloves it for the final out. Nate Gold hit a towering fly ball into shallow center that was caught by Eric Ibar, the shortstop. And Rafael Rodriguez has made it 6 in a row. He retires Clinton in order in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Kernels and LumberKings scoreless.
You save big money. You save big money when you shop Menards.
Gear up for summer during the Race to Savings sale at Menards. Get hot deals on all the latest styles of patio furniture and barbecue grills. A 44,000 BTU Sunbeam gas grill with rotisserie burner is only $184. A gas patio heater is only $97 after rebate. Relax in style with a great selection of patio furniture on sale at Menards. A 6-piece patio set with table, umbrella, and 4 padded folding chairs is only $99. A 5-piece set of wrought iron patio furniture is just $148. Save big on MTD lawnmowers. On sale starting at just $97.97. Plus, enter to win a Chevy SSR or Coleman camper. See store for details. Race to summertime savings at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
When it comes to life insurance, think ahead. Think about planning for your family's future with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Randy Sternod and Marion can help you determine what coverage is right for you and your family. When so much in life is beyond your control, aren't you glad life insurance isn't? For your family's future, think about life insurance from Randy Sternod and Marion. Farm Bureau Financial Services, more than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
Gorgeous Sunday, no score. The Kernels wearing their red knit batting practice tops with big white numbers on the back. And their white trousers look especially bright on this beautiful sunny Memorial Day weekend. Taking a pitch outside, opening up the Kernels second is catcher Jared Abruzzo. Bruiser, as his teammates call him, was 1 for 3 last night, 2 for 7 in the series. A breaking pitch from the right-hander Gary Hogan is up and away, ball 2 to Jared. Abruzzo, the club leader in homers with 5 and runs driven in with 26, is batting a solid .270. A high drive headed towards the plaza section. The first baseman, Kevin Richardson, over, but it's well up into the plaza section for strike 1 to Jared Abruzzo. Good-sized crowd, as you would expect here today. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and a 2002 Chevy Cavalier to be drawn for a little later today. Abruzzo, a switch hitter, batting left. Rips one foul past first into the Colonel bullpen. That one almost picked off the diamond umpire, Buzz Laird. The Kernels start play today, 8.5 out of first, in 4th place in the Western Division standings, 4th of 8 teams, a game ahead of Clinton. A chopper to third on one hop, and on to first, and dropping the throw, the first baseman. It's an error. Jared Abruzzo's aboard, showing great hustle as he nubbed one off the end of the bat and bounced it to shallow third. And the error will be charged, I believe, on the first baseman, Kevin Richardson. Let's wait and see. There will be an error charged. I'm watching the play on the Rockwell Collins game link. Perhaps Al Gruwell, our official scorer, is too. I think that's got to be an error on the first baseman. Jared Abruzzo's the beneficiary. It's the second error of the season on the first baseman, Kevin Richardson, and Abruzzo's at first as Eric Ibar looks at one outside. E3, Kevin Richardson dropped the throw. It was about ankle high, but certainly catchable. And Abruzzo, proving again that you run hard every time, made it to first base. Ball 2 is low to Eric Ibar. Eric, second in the league to his teammate Kayaspo. Eric has 57 hits. He's batting .318. Has belted 3 homers, driven in 24 runs, has stolen 13 bases. Eric chips one foul off the bottom of his bat and rolls it to the on-deck circle where Jake Mathis waits. Eric Ibar hit .326 for Provo last year. Was 0 for 4 last night. Eric has 2 hits in the series and 11 at-bats. The 19-year-old Colonel shortstop looks at a curve, a strike called. Clinton's in their black knit tops. The Colonel's in their red knit tops. Gary Hogan is set. From the letters, the 2-2. A curve, and it's popped in the air, back to the plate. Manny Santana may have a play. No, it's beyond his reach and down below into the 5th row. Into the 5th row of premier seats, and a man outfights a little girl for it. A little girl in pigtails could have had that ball, but a man outfought her for it. And the man gives the ball to his grandson, so we can't argue with that. Another 2-2 with Abruzzo at first to Ibar. He whistles it foul past first. Eric got good wood on it, but pulled it foul, and the count remains 2-2 to Eric Ibar. Bottom of the 2nd inning, no score. The Colonels have their leadoff man aboard, thanks to an error. Charge to the first baseman, Kevin Richardson. Another 2-2, and this one is chopped foul into the Colonel first base dugout. Will come your way tomorrow from Philip Elstrom Stadium. Memorial Day game at 1:40, dugout interview time, 2 o'clock first pitch. The Colonels have played 18 road games, and this is our 31st home game. Ibar nubs one to short. The shortstop will go to second, out, and no throw by the second baseman Coughlin. Eric Ibar forces Abruzzo. It went 6-4. Eric hit it weakly off the end of his bat, and Craig Ringy fed the second baseman for the 6-4 force out of Abruzzo. So Ibar's at first with 1 out, and Jake Mathis at the plate. Jake is hitting .275. 3 homers, 15 RBIs, nothing for 3 last night. Remember, the Colonels only had 4 hits in being shut out by Clinton 4-0. First pitch to Jake. Swing and a miss, a slider. Ibar bluffing a break towards second, holds it first. Jake Mathis, the older brother of Cedar Rapids' all-time single-season leader in doubles, Jeff Mathis. Jeff is flourishing, of course, in his 3rd year of pro ball. He's in the California League with Rancho Cucamonga. A throw to first, and Ibar's back safely. Halo happenings, results from around the Anaheim Angel organization, brought to us by the Colonel Director of Marketing and Public Relations, Mike Kuhlbeck. Anaheim, the 2002 World Champs, clipped Tampa Bay yesterday, 7-2. Former Colonel John Lackey, winner of Game 7 of the World Series last fall, upped his record to 3-4. The runner goes, a pitch out, and the throw by Santana, not in time. Not in time. Eric Ibar successfully beat the throw. A pitch out from Manny Santana, or a pitch out by Gary Hogan. Manny Santana's throw, a one-hopper in the dirt. Craig Ringy applied the tag. It was close, but Buzz Laird signaled safe, and Eric Ibar has his 14th steal in 20 tries, and that is for Eric Ibar. Well, it puts Eric Ibar in scoring position. John Lackey was the winning pitcher yesterday at Edison International Field. He allowed just 4 hits in 7 innings. Here's a deep drive pulled foul beyond the plaza section. Jake Mathis scalded one, but drilled it foul for strike 2. And Sean Wooten, a Cedar Rapids Professional Baseball Hall of Fame member, Big Woot was 1 for 2 yesterday in the Angel victory. Former Colonel Brandon Emanuel allowed just 3 hits in 8 innings, struck out 4 as Salt Lake reeled to their 8th win in a row. AAA Salt Lake, led by former Colonel right-hander Brandon Emanuel, beat New Orleans 4-1, and the Salt Lake team is now just a game under 500, and they've won 8 in a row. The runner goes, a pitch, a swing and a miss, the throw to third, save! The LumberKings thought for sure Ibar was out, but as Jake Mathis strikes out swinging, Eric steals third. Eric Ibar is at third with 2 out, and the batter's Alex Dvorsky. Well, I'm not sure if Ibar running distracted Jake Mathis, but Jake Mathis struck out swinging, and stealing third was Eric Ibar. Now the batter is Alex Dvorsky. He could give the Kernels an early lead here in the second inning. No score. Alex hitting .225, 2 homers, 12 RBIs, batting with 2 out as Ibar races down the line at third. He was trying to induce Gary Hogan into a balk. Alex Dvorsky was 0 for 3 here Thursday night in the Colonel 5-2 loss. Has had a couple of nights off, and he takes down an in-ball 2 from Gary Hogan. The Kernels are trying to break out on top here in the second inning, with Ibar at third and 2 out. The 2-0. A curve is a strike to Alex Dvorsky. Continuing with our look at Halo happenings, Arkansas, Tyrone Boykin's Double-A team, lost 6-4 to Frisco. Rancho Cucamonga got a victory from Jake Woods. He tossed a 6-hit shutout, struck out 6, and Jake Woods pitched Rancho to a 4-0 win over Lake Elsinore. Fouling one away to the right for strike 2 is Alex Dvorsky. Ibar at third, 2 out, bottom of the second, no score. Jeff Mathis for Rancho Cucamonga. Jeff Mathis 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI. David Gates and Maximo Pichardo also had doubles and drove in a run. Swinging a foul off the mask of the catcher Manny Santana, and the count remains 2-2 to Dvorsky. So Jake Woods, who I thought was one of our best hurlers last year, of course, along with Steven Schell and Johan Santana and Joe Torres. Jake Woods, 4-3 on the year. Alex tips another one foul, a curveball, with Ibar again racing down the third base line. Our parent club, the Anaheim Angels, play at home later this afternoon against Tampa Bay. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. A curveball, and Alex didn't get it. And the Kernels have a scoring chance but can't cash in the second inning. No runs for the Kernels in the second. No hits and error. 2 stolen bases. And the Kernels leave 1, our first man left today. After 2 on this lovely Sunday, the Kernels and Clinton scoreless.
This is the time of year for all sorts of special occasions. Graduations, weddings, plus the usual birthdays and anniversaries. Your friends at Solid Waste and Recycling remind you, wrapping paper cannot be recycled. Once the presents are opened and the party's over, your options are put the gift wrap in the trash, or better yet, reuse the wrapping paper instead of throwing it away. Remember, don't put gift wrap in your blue recycling box. Either reuse the paper or discard
Benjamin
it with the rest of
Franklin
your
once
trash.
said, "Well done is better than well said."
Thanks, Ben. At Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, we agree that talk is cheap. But what separates Benjamin Franklin Plumbing from all the others?
I must say, I don't know.
Well, for starters, a Benjamin Franklin plumber's work begins the moment you make the call.
Really? How so?
Our call takers are real problem solvers. They'll set up your service appointment around your schedule. And when it comes to the actual work, our plumbers won't waste your time. We'll be there. In fact, if we don't show up on time, we'll give you a Franklin, a Benjamin Franklin, $100 bill.
Splendid.
You can expect prompt, punctual, courteous service, and we'll be sure to get your approval before starting any work.
Now that's my kind of plumber.
Benjamin Franklin plumbers are trained to fix your problems so they stay fixed. That's why we're named Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber.
Call your Benjamin Franklin plumber at Strictly Plumbing, 373-2524.
Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber.
The Kernels had a chance to take the lead in this game in the second inning, but it was turned aside by Gary Hogan as Clinton pitching continues to baffle and hold the Kernel hitters in check in this series. We go to the top of the third, the lower third of the order for the LumberKings, starting with Kevin Richardson. He's from Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington. Richardson hitting .175 in 19 games. And Kevin is a right-handed batter, huge guy, 6'3", 230. Was 0 for 3 in the Kernel 2-0 win here on Friday. Kevin Richardson set to go, so's the Kernel right-hander, Rafael Rodriguez, and he delivers a slider for a strike called. No score. We're in the top of the third inning without a doubt, the most beautiful day of the season here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Just absolutely gorgeous. Swing and a miss on a high fastball by the batter, and he's in the hole, 0-2. Kevin Richardson, we noted on Friday night when he was in the starting lineup for the visitors that his batting style resembles that of Todd Zeal. Todd, a former Midwest leaguer in Springfield, holds his hands low near his torso, and there's strike 3 called to Kevin Richardson. Oh, good morning, good noon, and good night as Rafael Rodriguez gets Kevin Richardson for the first out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Larry Grayson bats for the first time today. Larry's hitting 182. 2 homers, 13 runs driven in. Grayson takes high, ball 1. 400 to dead center here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Lush green grass field that's checkerboard in its mowing pattern, thanks to Rob Schulte, our head groundskeeper. A slider is a strike called to Grayson. Larry Grayson steps out. He was 1 for 3 last night, and he's 2 for 6 in the series, batting just 182, a right-handed hitter. Rafael with a let-up and a swing and a miss. Grayson in the hole, 1-2. Rafael Rodriguez has yet to allow a base runner in 2 1/3 innings. He's set down the first 7 straight LumberKings this afternoon. Rafi into his windup. The 1-2. Ooh, a slider just missed outside, according to the base umpire, Brian Riley. Well, what do you have planned for the rest of your Memorial weekend? We're glad you're with us here on the Zone for Kernel Baseball, that's for sure. It's 2-2 to Larry Grayson, who takes strike 3 called. That is the second caught looking in succession for Rafael, and he's retired 8 straight LumberKings. Orlando Cruz, the number 9 hitter, will try to reach for Clinton. Cruz didn't play last night. He was 0 for 5 here on Thursday evening in the series opener, and then pinch ran Friday night in the 7th inning, didn't get an at-bat. He hits one in the air to center. Quan Cosby with his glove up to shade his eyes, calls for it. Quan has it. 9 in a row for Rafael Rodriguez. Rafael Rodriguez has retired 9 straight and has been perfect through the first 3 frames here today. The Kernels come to bat in the bottom of the 3rd, scoreless with the LumberKings.
It's a network like no other. I'm KCRG TV9 Storm Team meteorologist Denny Prairie, and I'm talking about the TV9 Weather Spotters Network. In sunshine, rain, or snow, TV9 Weather Spotters keep their eyes on eastern Iowa's skies. And, just like TV9's powerful First Alert Doppler radar, they're a part of eastern Iowa's most effective severe weather warning system. The TV9 Weather Spotters Network, an important part of your 24-hour news and weather source, KCRG TV9.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
In the land of what-ifs, there exists a phrase called, "What if I had more money?" With a Wells Fargo personal loan or line of credit, you can stop all that wondering. You'll not only get the money you need, you'll save more by consolidating your high-interest debt into one affordable monthly payment. And with flexible terms and competitive rates, we'll be sure to meet your individual needs. Talk to a Wells Fargo personal banker and apply today. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
In the Kernel order to take on Gary Hogan, Clinton right-hander. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, no score. We don't play Clinton again until the last 2 weeks of the second half of the season in late August. We make 2 trips over there in the last week and a half of the season. Kevin Jenkins, a left-handed batter. playing in his 5th game as a Colonel, hitting .125, no homers, 1 driven in, and he takes high and away a slider from Gary Hogan. Lots of hitting room up the middle for the Colonel left fielder, left-handed hitter Kevin Jenkins. He breaks his bat and singles into right. Kevin Jenkins broke his bat and was still able to muscle one to the left of Cameron Coughlin at second. And the Kernels, for the first time today, have their leadoff man aboard. Kevin Jenkins singles into right. 1 on for Matt Brown with nobody out here in the 3rd inning. Colonel Batboy John retrieves the handle of that shattered bat of Kevin Jenkins. Kevin Jenkins is at first, being held by Kevin Richardson. In this scoreless duel, Matt Brown at the plate. Matt Brown hitting .202, 3 home runs, 8 driven in. He swings at the first pitch and lifts it to second base. Underneath it is Cameron Coughlin, and Coughlin, shading his eyes from the bright sun and blue sky, has it for the first out of the inning. Matt Brown, first pitch swinging, is popped out to second. That brings in the Colonel leadoff batter, Rancel Melgarejo. Melgarejo hit .237 for the Colonels a year ago in 118 games. Rancel grounded out sharply to second his first time up today. Melgarejo using one of those chocolate-colored maple bats. Waits as Hogan tosses to first. Kevin Jenkins back standing up. The center fielder, Orlando Cruz, is playing Melgarejo into right center. The first pitch to the Colonel leadoff batter is low and in, a ball. A snap throw to first by the catcher Santana, and a good play by Kevin Richardson to block the peg that was in the dirt, and Jenkins gets back safely. Big crowd here this afternoon. Great to see so many folks coming out for baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Is Jenkins running? No. Ball 2 is upstairs to Melgarejo. Rancel hitting .224. His 1 homer came on the opening day here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium back in early April. 2-0 pitch is down and in. It almost hit Rancel in the ankle, and it's 3-0 to Rancel Melgarejo. Yes, there's a big crowd here this afternoon. And the ones in the plaza section are being drenched in brilliant sunlight. The 3-0 is upstairs. First and second, 1 out as Melgarejo joins Kevin Jenkins on base. B.J. Weed, who tapped a single over the pitcher's head in the first inning, but was caught trying to pilfer second, now bats with 2 on and 1 out. B.J. Weed started the day hitting .324, 4th highest in the league. We're expecting a visit from our Culver Small Fry this afternoon, Tyler Sturtz, and hopefully he and his papa can make it up here to watch some of the ball game. The Kernels could take the lead here in the 3rd. BJ cuts at a slider and misses for strike 1. That's right, as we do during every... Oh, wow. Tyler, not only has... Well, Avery Sturtz has made it. Our Culver Small Fry is here. Swing and a miss by BJ, strike 2. That's right, between the 2nd and 3rd innings, Tyler Sturtz took his son Avery Sturtz, our youngest Culver Small Fry of the year, out to the diamond with his Culver's cap on. And Mr. Shucks escorted Avery Sturtz as our Culver Small Fry out to Jake Mathis, the Colonel first baseman, and Jake gave Avery a thrill by signing his Culver's cap and giving him a certificate, or Mr. Shucks gave Avery a certificate for a free kids meal at either of our Culver's frozen custard or Butterburger locations. The right-hander wastes one high to BJ. You can register your son or daughter for their chance to take the field as our Culver's Small Fry of the game by visiting either of the Culver's frozen custard or Butterburger locations. One's in Hiawatha across from Allen Motor Company. BJ knuckles one, a weak grounder to second. The only play for Coughlin is to throw BJ out. He does as the runners go to second and third. BJ Weed hit a worm burner, a slow roller to second, and Coughlin threw on to first to get BJ. Now Kayaspo with runners at second and third with a hit to give the Kernels the lead. The other Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger location that you can register your son or daughter at for their chance to be drawn as our Culver's Small Fry is on the southwest side, right in front of the Windsong 12 Theater Complex. Little Avery Sturts was our Culver's Small Fry this afternoon, and I believe he still has on his cap. Yes, he does. Well, it's great to see Rich Kendall and Tyler Sturts and little Avery here at the ball game this afternoon. Now let's break this stalemate and get a clutch two-out hit from Alberto. A curve, and he loops it foul into the screen. Strike one. What a gorgeous day it is for baseball. As we salute 2-year-old Avery Sturts. Boy, I can't believe Avery was a big boy and walked out there and got out there on time. He had a big red foam finger with him that said number 1 that we thought he might like, but nothing can top the autograph that he got from Jake Mathis as our Culver's Small Fry here today. Ball 2 is upstairs to Alberto Kayaspo. Jenkins at third, Melgarejo at second, Hogan's 2-1. A curve and a line drive right at the first baseman to end the inning. Alberto pulled it hard, but right at the first baseman, Kevin Richardson, who squeezed it for the final out of the third inning. Nothing for the Kernels in the third. 1 hit, a walk. There were no Clinton errors. The Kernels leave a pair and have stranded 3. Well, this game is taking shape just like last night's pitching duel. After 3, it's the Kernels nothing and the LumberKings nothing.
Fishermen know the feeling. A nibble on the line. Set the hook, and boom, it's a battle royal with one big old fish.
Hello, this is John Campbell from KCRG TV9 Sports. Send me your pictures and home videos of those big fish you land, and I'll show them on Big Old Fish Mondays on TV9 News at 6. That address is Big Old Fish, KCRG TV9, Box 816, Cedar Rapids 52406. And remember, if it's not for dinner, catch and release. But get that picture first.
Life is a process of continuous change. Each of us has to be prepared to adjust to constantly changing events. One way you can make sure you're taking care of all the changes in your life is to visit Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews in Cedar Rapids. You can depend on Phil Andrews, your Pekin insurance professional, to give you sound advice on insurance for your home, auto, life, and health. See Phil Andrews at the Weidenhammer Andrews Agency in Cedar Rapids to make your life a little easier. Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
For you to keep. Here we go to the top of the 4th inning. No score between the Kernels and Clinton. Right-hander Rafael Rodriguez has been perfect. That's right. 3 innings to start the day, and he delivers low. Ball 1 to the switch-hitting leadoff man for the LumberKings, Cameron Coughlin. Coughlin flew out to left his first time up. The 1-0 from Rafi is hit in the right field corner for extra bases. Coughlin with great speed may have a leadoff triple. Digging out of the corner is B.J. Weed, and Coughlin will go to third. The throw there is not in time. Matt Brown had the ball jarred out of his mitt. A leadoff triple for Cameron Coughlin. You knew when he poked it into the right field corner, he would wind up at third with nobody out with his great speed. And Cameron Coughlin has indeed a leadoff triple here in the top of the 4th inning. Cameron Coughlin, the first man to reach base for Clinton, and he does so in a most meaningful way with a leadoff triple. It's his 5th triple of the year. The relay throw from Weed to Kayaspo to Brown was well executed, but there was Coughlin rammed into Matt Brown sliding into third and dislodged the ball from his mitt. Coughlin would have been safe anyway. The Colonel infield is in for the play at the plate with Craig Ringy at the plate. Strike 1, a slider from Rafael. Yes, a very light breeze is blowing in from right center field to make things so delightfully comfortable here this afternoon. TV9 anchor Bruce Owney just arriving at the game. He'll sit in seats 3 rows up from the Kernel dugout. Bruce Owney, TV9 anchor, is here. A bouncer to short. Ibar looks the runner back to third and throws out Ringy. Oh, Eric Ibar, with the infield in, had to go down to one knee and backhand a ground ball off the bat of Ringy. Eric looked the runner Coughlin back to third and then threw to first in time. Now the Kernel task is still difficult, but maybe one step closer to keeping that runner at third. Here's Hector LeBron with 1 out. The Kernel infield is in. Swing and a miss or a tip foul into the mid of Abruzzo. Jared looks the runner Coughlin back to third with a menacing glare. Cameron Coughlin tripled to open up the 4th inning for Clinton, their first base runner of the afternoon. We're scoreless, but the LumberKings have a hefty, strong left-handed batter at the plate with a .359 average, trying to bring home Coughlin with 1 out. A fastball, strike 2 at the belt to Hector LeBron. We have well over 2,400 here today, maybe 2,500. Kernel infield is in. Rafael Rodriguez, the Kernel 20-year-old right-hander, or 18-year-old right-hander, would love a strikeout or pop-up. A high pop foul drifting towards the lawn section, and it's just out of the reach of third baseman Matt Brown, 4 rows up into the premier seats beyond the third base Clinton dugout.
Your winner on today's date.
The LumberKings are trying to break a scoreless stalemate here in the 4th inning. They have a runner at third with 1 out. Rodriguez is set at the letters, checks the runner at third, and brings the 0-2 home. LeBron swings and misses strike 3. Hector LeBron was done in on a changeup. It was high and away, and he went fishing for it. Nothing on the end of the line, and it's 2 out with a runner at third for Manny Santana. Manny Santana with 2 out. Now the Kernel infield back to normal depth. Can Rafael Rodriguez pitch around a leadoff triple here in the 4th inning? He's gotten 2 out. Now Santana. Oh, a wild pitch. The runner holds at third. The Kernels get a big break. The Kernels get a huge break as the ball hit the base of the backstop below the net where it's cement, and it ricocheted back to Abruzzo. So it's not a wild pitch. It's just ball 1 to the batter. It's just ball 1 to the batter. Rich Kendall is here along with his grandson Avery Sturts. Tyler Sturts is here. They're all from Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger. The 1-0 to the left-handed batter is looped into shallow center. Quan coming on. Ibar back. Eric dropped it. And a runner to second. He is safe. And Eric Ibar is shaken up. Eric Ibar went hurtling over Quan Cosby, had it for a moment, a spectacular catch, and then it dropped out, and Ibar is shaken up in shallow left center. Tyler Waltz appears on the scene. No, that's Mel Garejo. That's Mel Garejo who's hurt, along with Eric Ibar. I misspoke and said Quan Cosby. Mel Garejo is the man shaken up. And Clinton takes the lead 1-0 in dramatic fashion. Manny Santana, a little looper into shallow center. Ibar went racing back. Mel Garejo in. And Ibar had the ball momentarily. Then he took a nasty spill, and as he hurtled into and over Mel Garejo, Ransell is shaken up. So's Eric Ibar. Let's hope both can continue to play here today. Now Tyler Waltz is looking over Ransell Melgarejo. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, I thought took the worst of it, but he's all right, I think. Ransell Melgarejo may have had he had his head kicked. Ibar's knee kicked Ransell in the head. Ransell is a tough one. He'll stay in. And Clinton leads it by the skin of their chin, 1-0 here in the 4th inning. Oh, Ibar made a great effort and had the ball before he took a spill as Melgarejo tried to get out of the way. Listen to the hand for Ibar and Melgarejo. Oh, brother. When is our luck going to turn around? We've had a tough month of May, haven't we? We've had a tough month of May. Oh, Rodriguez was within a hair of getting out of trouble here in the fourth inning, but now a runner in scoring position for the Texas Ranger highly touted prospect Juan Senriso. Senriso flew out to right his first time up. He's batting with a runner in scoring position, 2 out. 1-0 Clinton, fourth inning. And he squibs one foul toward the Colonel first base dugout, strike one. Juan Senriso, 272 hitter, playing for the first time since May 15th, when he strained a hamstring running down to first base. Senriso, a right-handed batter. Boy, you can see this guy in 5 years looking like Sammy Sosa. He's already has some of Sammy's body physique. A curve, and he loops it foul onto the grandstand roof, back a home, strike two. Yeah, that's who Senriso reminds me of, a young Sammy Sosa. He's got those strong, big, massive forearms. You could bounce a basketball off his chest and he wouldn't even feel it. That's how strong he is. But he's in the hole 0-2. Can Rafael Rodriguez keep it 1-0 Clinton here in the fourth inning? Will he come right after the batter? We'll know now. Swing and a tip foul back to the screen. He sure did come after him. 1-0 LumberKings here in the fourth inning. A triple and a double. The Kernels hope to come away with a win today before embarking upon a 12-game road trip to 3 different cities. Rodriguez comes set, checks the runner at second, and now another 0-2. A curve and a deep drive to left. If it's fair, it's a home run, and it is foul. A foul ball, and there's the comparison to Sammy Sosa with Juan Senriso. Little Avery Sturtz, I could see it in his eyes between innings. He's ready for a little nap, I think. Boy, he's so cute, and he was so well behaved, and Avery's in his Colonel shirt. And Avery, if you want to doze off, you go right ahead. It's a beautiful afternoon for a nap, isn't it? We hope we can wake the Kernels up from their offensive slumber here in this series. The 0-2 to Senriso. Uh-oh, he jackhammered it. Foul off the Access Direct tarp. Man, oh man, now I see why the Rangers are so excited about Juan Senriso by his last 2 swings. He narrowly drove in the second run of the inning as he clubbed one foul down the left field line. Senriso still in the hole 0-2. Manny Santana, the runner at second. Rafael shakes off Abruzzo. Now the right-handed batter steps out. Coaching at third for Clinton is their skipper, Carlos Subero. He's only 31 years old. Big lead at second with 2 outs by Santana. Another 0-2 pitch. Looped into center, Melgarejo there, and Rancel has it. Juan Senriso hit it off the end of the bat and got good wood on it, lined it into center for the final out of the Clinton fourth inning. The LumberKings strike first today, 1 run. On a pair of hits, there were no Colonel errors, and Clinton leaves a runner on, their first man stranded today. We played 3.5 on this gorgeous sunny Sunday afternoon, and Clinton on top of the Kernels, 1-0.
There's a toll-free way you can call the KCRG TV9 News team with your news tips. Just dial 365-9999. 365-9999. It's Newsline 9, and it's your direct line to the TV9 newsroom. Call us with breaking news, interesting story ideas, weather information, or sports scores. When you see news happen anywhere in eastern Iowa, remember this number, 365-9999. Newsline 9. It makes you a part of the KCRG TV9 News team.
Previously on the Tony Kornheiser Show.
Dave Gavitt joins us now. One of the things I definitely wanted to talk to you about is this notion of the ACC attempting to try and poach teams from the Big East.
The people in the ACC should fall on their knees and pray that Miami says no if they have the votes, because it's ridiculous. As we speak today, Tony, I'm not sure the ACC has the votes to do this anyway. I don't know if they can get Miami to do it, so not sure, but I think it's a bad idea.
Syracuse and BC are, of course, founding members of the Big East. Why would the ACC why would they attempt this?
The mentality is that if we're going to go to 10, we got to go to 12 so we can have divisional play in football in a one-game playoff a la the SEC and the Big 12. Well, the fact is that it's worked for the SEC and it's worked for the Big 12, but those are different breeds of cat. Pure and simple, this is a bad idea.
The Tony Kornheiser Show. Weekdays on ESPN Radio.
Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This game goes to the home half of the fourth. The Kernel offense continuing to be stymied by a terrific bout of pitching by Clinton Hurlers. Clinton won the opener here 5-2 Thursday night, despite making 3 errors and leaving 16 runners aboard. Friday night, before the Commercial Federal Bank fireworks show, Caleb Mayer belted a 2-run homer in the bottom of the ninth for a 2-0 Kernel win. Last night, the Kernels were shut out 4-0 on 4 hits. A swing and a miss on a changeup by Abruzzo, strike one. Jared reached on an error. Charge to the first baseman, Kevin Richardson, his first time up. The 0-1. Swing and a tip foul at the feet of the catcher, Manny Santana. Bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0 LumberKings. As you can imagine, on a Memorial Day weekend Sunday, lots of action across the big leagues. Swing and a miss by Jarrett on a slow curve. The ball in the dirt, but Santana throws to first in time. That's the third strikeout for right-hander Gary Hogan, as he gets Abruzzo on 3 off-speed pitches. Yes, there's lots of afternoon action, and a little later this afternoon we'll be checking in with our in-studio engineer Deb Williams to fill you in on what's going on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Eric Ibar reached on a fielder's choice. He chops one to first. The easiest of plays for Kevin Richardson, the first baseman, 2 steps from the bag, gloves it, steps on first. And just like that, there are 2 out in the Kernel fourth inning. Eric Ibar struggling a little bit at the plate. Hard to say a guy's struggling when he's 6th in the league in hitting, .318, but Eric is struggling a little bit. He may be due for a day off on the upcoming road trip. A curve is outside to Jake Mathis, the Kernel first baseman. Struck out his first time up. He's hitting .275, another curveball, and a swing and a miss. As we told you, the Texas Rangers have an unusual philosophy as far as their minor league pitchers. No one goes over a certain pitch count, and here's a pitch fought off the thumbs by Mathis, rolled past third, strike 2 to Jake. As a result, the Ranger minor leaguers all have become accustomed to a piggyback form of pitching. Piggyback means that the starter knows he has a pitch limit, and a fella who's in relief knows that he will pitch that game in relief of the starter. A ground ball to short, backhanded by Ringy. Craig's long throw in time to get Jake Mathis, and the Kernels go quickly and in order in the bottom of the fourth inning as Mathis grounds to short. What a performance by Gary Hogan. 4 shutout innings here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Sunny Sunday afternoon. Down in order go the Kernels. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, the Kernels down by a run to Clinton, 1-0.
How would you like to get a new or used auto and not make a payment all summer for up to 3 months? Plus, get a rate as low as 3.99% APR? You can at Medco Credit Union, as long as your car is 96 or newer. You can also refinance an auto loan from another institution at this same low rate. So call Medco Credit Union today at 398-5007 or stop by and visit them on 8th Avenue Southwest next to the Flying Weenie. Actual rate may vary depending upon credit qualifications.
When we met at Spaghetti, we would never forget Zio Giano's. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini. Or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. Zio Giano's is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember Zio Giano's with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Budweiser True Music is music created for real music lovers by real musicians, like Tyler Connolly of Theory of a Dead Man.
I know a guy that has actually got a routine he does. He goes, well, from 8 to 10 a.m. I do songwriting, and then from 10 to 11 I do yoga. And I'm like, dude, you can't do that. You know, you just got to, to me, when it comes to me, comes to me. I'm not going to force anything.
This moment of true music was brought to you by Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
We go to the top of the 5th inning, and the LumberKings lead it 1-0. I'm trying to help out our guest, Tyler Sturtz, with his headset, and I hope I did okay. Well, Tyler, you and your son Avery and your father-in-law Rich Kendall picked, I think, the most beautiful day of the season to come out and watch the Kernels.
Absolutely. It's a priceless day, really.
It really is. We have a big crowd on hand here, and the Kernel offense has been shut out so far. Rafael Rodriguez gave up a run in the 4th, and he's behind Nate Gold 2-0. Yeah, Tyler, there you go. That's the position. Now we just have to tighten it for you, and you'll be all set. Well, Tyler, it takes something to get you here on a beautiful day because your other big love in life is golf. And I imagine maybe did you sneak in some yesterday or get out this weekend?
No, I'm holding crossing my fingers, hoping I'll get out tomorrow.
Good. A 3-0 pitch is a strike called. Tyler Sturtz is with us, and Tyler, for those of us that have known you for the last several years, you and your folks and your employees and staff do such a great job at Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers. Here's a pitch up and in, ball 4 of the first walk issued by Rafi to open the 5th inning. And it's something that I feel very fortunate because I've seen you guys grow. I live on the southwest side, and I believe you were there before the Windsong 12 Theater or at the same time?
It was right at the same time. I think the difference between when we opened and they opened was a matter of weeks, 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that.
Well, let me tell you something. As Kevin Richardson dribbles one foul behind the plate, strike one. When I first moved to the southwest side as a new hire of the Kernels in '96, I was like everybody else on the southwest side. I had to go to Collins Road to get a decent night out meal. But you kind of led a revolution out there on Edgewood Road Southwest, and it's been a great home for you, hasn't it?
It really has. The growth out there has been phenomenal, and we were at the beginning of that, and it's amazing to see where that area is right now.
It really is. A throw to first and diving back in safely is Richardson. Yeah, you take your place, Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers, at the corner there of Edgewood and Williams, and you're right across from Westdale. You're right in front of the Windsong 12, and then you started a new restaurant row. And it's funny, Tyler, because I don't know anything about your business other than I've heard other restaurant owners say sometimes the worst thing for a restaurant is to be the only one in an area.
You're right, and we always operate under the premise that competition only makes us better. Yep. So we welcome that. That row of restaurants, as you referred to.
Here's a high pop-up to the right side. Kayaspo almost got his spikes caught in the grass of shallow right, but Alberto then glances up at that bright sunshine, but he made a good play as Kevin Richardson pops out for the first out here in the 5th inning. Holding at first, Nate Gold, 1 on, 1 out, 1-0 Clinton. The batter, Larry Grayson. Well, I'll tell you, Tyler, I know your restaurant is the kind that I have to temper because I'd eat there every single day if I didn't have the 45-year-old problem that we all erupt into. But I sure do treat myself at least a couple of times a month. And I think among many things that distinguishes your places in Hiawatha and on the southwest side, your staff is in uniform. They greet you with a smile. They want to be there. Nobody's restaurants are cleaner or more well kept, and the food is, well, as you say, world famous.
Well, thank you. We we definitely try to serve our customers with a quality product as well as a dining experience.
And the nice part about Culver's is that you can get exactly that. You have a wide variety. You have kind of rabid fans like the Kernels have. We have people that come to every game, and you have people that look for that frozen custard flavor every time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's kind of a trademark.
Yes. The 0-1 is a slider just outside to Larry Grayson. Well, gosh, I'll tell you, Tyler, it's great to see both Culvers flourishing so well. I know we have a lot of folks that have the same question I have, and is that really the guy that founded Culver's on your newest round of commercials?
Yes, it is. That is Craig Culver himself, one of the founders of Culver's franchise. So, yep, he is doubled as an actor now.
And you've really met him.
Yes. I met him quite a few times, actually. He's quite involved with our quarterly market meetings. He makes an appearance at pretty much all of those, as well as the seminars and events that we go to with Culver's.
A slider and a swing and a miss, strike 2 to the batter. He kind of has that homey approach that the late great Dave Thomas of Wendy's had.
I think they talked about how some people have viewed that as a similar marketing campaign as Wendy's, but I think he wants to kind of relate to the customers as much as he can.
Sure. Let's see if Rafi can get a strikeout double play or pop out. A lob to first, and the runner Nate Gold is back. Clinton leads the game 1-0. They're tops in the league in steals. And Nate Gold is 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts. It's 1-2 to Larry Grayson as Rafael Rodriguez tries to pitch around a leadoff walk here in this 5th inning. A slider is high, and it's 2-2 to the right-handed batter. Well, Tyler, I know one thing among many, again, that distinguishes you is that when you have your frozen custard, I'm not a big custard fan, but your frozen custard I love because to me it tastes like ice cream.
Yeah, it's and that's what it is. It's a premium ice cream, and it is definitely a favorite of our customers.
I love your creamy, thick milkshakes. I have to eat them with a spoon, and man, I don't know, it must be the butter in the Butterburgers, but they are so juicy and soft and tender. There's not any roughness at all in your meat.
Well, we use high quality beef, and our Butterburgers, where that comes from is we butter the tops of the buns.
Oh, okay.
And it gives it kind of that. Exactly.
Okay. Well, those are absolutely delicious, and I know Carla Davis, our on-field hostess, has made a great point to our fans. You're open till 10 every night.
Exactly.
Well, that's great now that summer's here too.
Yep. That's it's definitely nice because a lot of people are out doing things, and they can stop in for a little snack.
Yeah, late at night. Grayson has taken a fastball high. The count full now to Larry. He's batting 8th in the order for Clinton. The LumberKings will likely send Nate Gold, even though he's a big guy. He's running. Ball 4. Doggone it. We were ahead of him 1-2, and Raphael lost him. The Colonel pitching staff continues to struggle with issuing entirely too many base on balls. First and second, 1 out for Orlando Cruz. The Colonel's in desperate need of a double play. Well, Tyler, I just really want to commend you and Rich Kendall and Carol Kendall, because last year here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, you made a big splash with the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger attendance guests. And then we took that concept of trying to get the crowd to focus on you in a memorable, fun way and kind of took a different slant. And we've been talking all about it all spring on our broadcast. The Culver's Small Fry, and boy, I have to commend you because I don't own my own business, but I know it's difficult for me to do anything differently, as we all are creatures of habit and have our routine, and I want to thank you for taking the leap of faith to invest in this great new promotion, because I'll tell you what, it's been received very, very fondly here at the ballpark.
Well, thank you. We've been very pleased with the results, and we are extremely happy to be involved with the Kernels again. And you guys are the ones that come with those great ideas, so our job is pretty easy.
Well, thanks, Tyler. Here's a pitch just inside. Boy, these Clinton batters are taking and being very selective, and as we say that, the Kernels get a right-hander, Jeff Marquez, throwing in the right field bullpen. Rafael Rodriguez breezed through the first 3 innings, had a perfect game through 3, and he's really slowed things down and appears to be struggling now. A 2-0 pitch is blooped foul off the end of the bat into the red seats above the Colonel first base dugout. Yeah, we're glad to hear you're getting more and more folks coming in to ask about how their son or daughter can register as a Culver small fry, and you have everything right there for them on the counter.
Exactly. We
Makes
have
it easy for them.
Very easy.
With 2 on and 1 out, the 2-1. Slap foul into the screen. A fella back there with the camera flinched. I don't blame him. It's 2-2 to the batter. Well, Tyler, I've always had a question I've been dying to ask an avid golfer like you, and it's kind of a weird question, but I'm a Cardinal fan. Have you ever seen a game in Busch Memorial Stadium?
I have not.
Okay, you know it's a circular, one of the last circular ones from the 60s.
Yep.
Swing and a miss on a high curveball. Orlando Cruz helps Rodriguez and the Kernels by chasing a pitch over his eyebrows. 2 out, 2 on for Cameron Coughlin. 1-0 Clinton here in the 5th inning. I've always wondered, Larry Ziegler and Hale Irwin are both professional golfers from St. Louis. And it's always been debated in St. Louis if Ziegler or Hale Irwin teed a ball up at home plate, could they hit it out of Busch Stadium?
Oh, I would venture to say yes. I think.
Okay.
I mean, if you ran the numbers, the fences are 330 to 400.
Okay.
But to get up and over I would. Boy, that's an interesting question.
No, I think you're right. I've always said they could, but I've had people say, no, you're crazy, Roger.
No, I think they pull out an 8 or a 9 iron, and I think they might be able to get her out.
Here's a tap to first, backhanded by Mathis, underhands to Rodriguez. He dropped the ball. Oh, the bases are loaded. A throw to second. That runner's safe. Oh, the Kernels were within an eyelash of getting out of trouble here in the 5th inning. A good backhanded stop by Mathis at first. He underhanded to Rafi. He arrived at the base at the same time the speedster Cameron Coughlin did, but Rafi beat him to the bag by half a step, but accidentally forgot to grab the bacon, and it'll be an error on the pitcher. Fortunately, Nate Gold held at third. Larry Grayson advanced to second. The bases are loaded for Craig Ringe on an error by the Colonel pitcher, Rafael Rodriguez. Here comes Eric Bennett, the pitching coach. Boy, Mike Kuhlbeck noting in our Colonel notes that our pitchers have now made 14 errors on the year. That's entirely too many. Well, thanks for taking a stab at that, and I have no idea either, unless, Tyler, we could get Larry Ziegler or Hale Irwin to tee one up at Busch Stadium, and I'll tell you, it's a mammoth stadium, and it has those arches at the top to emulate the famous Gateway Arch, and I'm not sure. I thought they'd need a driver to do it, but you think an 8 or a 9 iron?
Well, I'm talking more about probably the height than anything. The distance I don't think would be the problem.
Oh, a bouncer to deep short. Ibar has to hold it. A run scores. The ball jettisoned over the head of Matt Brown. Eric made a very wise decision. He fielded it in shallow left and cocked his arm back, but held on. An infield single for Craig Ringe makes it 2-0 Clinton here in the 5th inning. Wow, 2 walks, and boy, we've had to sing this song over and over again. When the Colonel pitchers walk batters, disaster is the result. And the Colonel pitcher has walked a pair here in the 5th. Craig Ringe, here's a high pop-up to the right side. This will not be an easy play because of the sun. And Ibar comes in front of Kayaspo and Mathis to make the catch. Boy, the Colonels looked a little bit out of sync in the field. But we take a deep collective breath as Hector LeBron, first pitch swinging, pops out to Ibar. The shortstop made the catch on a play that the second baseman or first baseman, I thought for sure, would have caught. But the inning ends with a pop-up to the shortstop. Well, Clinton adds to their lead with 1 run on 1 infield single, 1 error, 2 walks. The LumberKings leave the bases loaded. They've stranded 4. And after 4.5, it's now Clinton on top of the Kernels, 2-0.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's your patio? Your patio. Charbroiled, sausage flipping man with the buns. Who's your patio? Your patio. He only cooks Clements. Cooks #1 for taste and fun.
Econo Foods is the place to save on Clements Fine products this week. Shop Econo Foods for hot pricing on Clements.
If you're looking for something, there are many helpful tools. A telescope, when you're looking for something big. A microscope, when you're looking for something small. Or bare feet, when you're looking for lost Legos. But if you're looking for a family doctor, the most helpful tools are your telephone or your computer. Simply call Mercy Care Family Physicians at 369-4444 or visit our website at www.mercycaredoctors.com for all the details on the Mercy Care Family Practice location nearest you. You'll find the Mercy Care Family Physician best suited to your needs, including those who offer special services for... So if you're looking for a family doctor, choose the right tool for the job. Call 369-4444 or on the web at www.mercycaredoctors.com. Looking for a family doctor has never been easier.
A new pitcher is on for the Clinton LumberKings. They lead at 2-0 after 4.5 innings. The starter, Gary Hogan, 4 shutout innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. And now a right-hander, Cesar Herrera, is on the hill from the Dominican Republic. Herrera's 21 years old. Broke in with the Dominican Rangers in 1999. Cesar Herrera, Herrera, 4-2 on the year. He started 6 games. This is his 6th relief outing. As we say, these hurlers flip-flop. They'll start a game, then the next time in the rotation, they'll piggyback off of a start. Alex Dvorsky's first up against Herrera, and he takes a strike at the knees. Cesar Herrera, 4-2, a 2.84 ERA, has pitched 44 1/3 innings, given up 39 hits in 44 1/3, struck out 22 in 44 1/3, walked 16. Alex swings and misses at a curve, strike 2. Herrera on the hill. Now, wait a minute. Luis Marcano is the pitcher. All right. Thanks to Dale Broad, our PA announcer, I told you all those things about Herrera. He's probably the guy throwing in the bullpen. This is Marcano. And he wastes one low and away. Yes, indeed, this is Luis Marcano, a right-hander, Marcano. Well, we had been told that it would be Herrera, but it is a right-hander, Marcano, Marcano, in relief of the starter, Gary Hogan. A high pop foul off of the end of the bat of Dvorsky. There may be a play for the big first baseman. Nope. It's one row up into the premier seats back of the Kernel dugouts. The count remains 1-2 to Alex. So the new pitcher for Clinton is Luis Marcano. He's on for the 9th time out of the LumberKing bullpen. A 1-0 record, a 2.45 ERA. Luis Marcano. Well, Tyler, we've got to start getting some offense here. Our pitching's been good enough to keep us in these games, but we just haven't had any sustained offensive output. And sometimes in a long season with young players, you're going to find yourself in a rut like this.
Exactly. It's all it takes, though, is a good base knock or something, and that'll probably get things started.
And then you turn it around. You're exactly right. The 2-2 to Alex. Outside, ball 3. Dvorsky was in the hole 0-2. Now Alex has run the count full. Tyler Sturtz is here, along with his son Avery, who was our Culver's Small Fry today, and Rich Kendall, Tyler's father-in-law, holding Avery as the 2-year-old takes a nap. Here's a high pop foul onto the Papa John's Plaza, and the count is full. Well, Tyler, I know you have some great neighbors up there in Hiawatha across from Allen Motor Company. Boy, I know a lot of folks, I think at Prudential, that come over and eat at your place.
Yeah, we have a pretty good following from a lot of those businesses around there. I mean, Principal.
Yeah, Principal.
And so it's a pretty popular spot. We've been very happy with how it's turned out.
It was interesting when I first talked to your mother-in-law, Carol Kendall. This was back in 97 or 8. I was so enthralled, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Another payoff pitch to Alex from the new pitcher. Tip foul off the plate. The count remains full. Carol and Rich, or Carol, told me that they just flat out gave up everything they'd done in their adult careers, and they were going to go headlong into this new venture. And that takes some gumption.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely poured their heart into it, and it was a chance, but I think it's paid off for them.
A line drive into left. Alex Dvorsky's patience pays off for him as he rips a single into left, and maybe Tyler Sturts. That's the base knock that you said might spring us loose. Let's hope so. Alex Dvorsky with a terrific at-bat off Luis Marciano. Singles into left. That's the third hit of the day for the Kernels. 1 on, nobody out for Kevin Jenkins. 2-0 Clinton. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question comes your way in the top of the 6th inning. Yeah, it does take some real hard work to be successful in any field, especially that of restaurant and food. A strike to Kevin Jenkins on the inside corner from the right-hander. And the neat thing about Culver's, Tyler, is that you guys are like us. You're always tinkering, trying to add new things that will appeal to the public.
Exactly. I think it gives the customers some variety, and you need to mix things up every once in a while.
I first heard of Culver's frozen custard and Butterburgers, I believe, in Platteville, Wisconsin. Do you have a Culver's there?
Exactly. Yep.
I think I stopped at it.
And that's been probably one of the older stores.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's been around a little longer than our stores have.
Allison Lenskow has just come in, and we'll have Allison introduce herself to Rich and Tyler, and Avery can keep his nap going. A slider is a strike called. And it's 1-2 to Kevin Jenkins. An off-speed pitch from Luis Marciano. On in relief of starter Gary Hogan, Clinton owns a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kevin Jenkins broke his bat and singled into right his first time up. Ooh, a let up is a strike at the knees. Kevin can't believe it as he turns to the umpire, Brian Riley, with a look of disbelief on his face. Caught looking is Kevin Jenkins, 1 on, 1 out for Matt Brown. Brownie hitting .202, 3 homers, 8 RBIs. First pitch swinging, Matt popped out to second in the 3rd inning. 1 on, 1 out. Kernels trail it by a pair, 2-0. Big lead at first by Alex Dvorsky. He's not running. A curve is up and in to Matt Brown. Now, Tyler, I know that you love sports. You love football, golf, baseball. And I believe you told me you're a Packer fan.
Well, my NFL team is the Rams.
The Rams? Okay, you're with me then. A pitch high, the runner going. Dvorsky, save! Alex Dvorsky swipes second, and he's in scoring position for Matt Brown, who took a pitch for a strike. I'll tell you, one of the few things, well, I don't want to say that. One of the things I do in the way of splurging, I splurge a lot, but one of the things I splurge on is the NFL ticket, the satellite, Tyler, so every Sunday I can watch those fun Rams.
That makes 2 of us, John.
Okay. Well, I'm on the edge of my seat. I still can't believe we went 16-2 in the regular season and lost that doggone Super Bowl, but that's the way it goes. Here's a lazy pop-up into shallow left off the bat of Matt Brown. Battling the sun is Larry Grayson, glasses down, and Larry Grayson has it. Matt Brown is 0 for 2 as he flies to left. Now Rancel Melgarejo will try to drive home Alex Dvorsky. Well, we made a couple of big pickups in the offseason. We got that mean guard Kyle Turley from New Orleans, and then I hope we can resurrect the career of the much maligned Jason Sehorn.
Exactly. It'll be interesting to see if the switch to free safety will be a positive one. But I was excited to see them pick up a little bit of experience, and he's played in some big games in his career.
You're darn right, and let's hope that Mike Martz and his Rams, who started 0-5 but finished strong last year, can turn it around with Kurt Warner, our native hero, here from Cedar Rapids, returning to Pro Bowl form. Is it your opinion that Warner is through, or there are people that think he is and that he's masking some awful thumb and arm injury? I don't think Mike Martz would vest in him if he was through.
I don't think so. I think with the emergence of Bolger last year, I think he has options, but I really think the big thing with Warner is he's got to get his timing back.
Yeah.
And I don't know how healthy he's been in the past 16 months. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets some extended playing time, if he gets that timing back. But I have all the confidence that he's going to return to his Pro Bowl form.
I hope so too, Tyler. Boy, those fans in St. Louis I can't believe some of them booed Kurt Warner last year. That was unbelievable. But it was a minority. Mel Garejo took a ball, then grounded one slowly down the third base line, or softly. A slider is inside from Luis Marciano, and it's 2-1 to Mel Garejo. Ransell trying to help the Kernels cut the Clinton lead in half with the base hit here in the fifth inning. 2-0 LumberKings. Tyler Sturtz from Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers is with us. It's great to have he and his father-in-law and son here. Ball 3 low as Mel Garejo held up. Ransell still looks like he's a bit hobbled by that collision that he suffered with Eric Ibar back in the fourth inning, but Ransell remained in the game. He's trying to drive home Dvorsky with the first Kernel run of the afternoon on this sunny Sunday. The 3-1 to the Kernel leadoff batter headed home. Ground ball fair past third. It does cut the lead in half. Dvorsky scores. On to second, Mel Garejo with an RBI double. A 3-1 pitch from Luis Marciano, and was hit like a bullet on the ground past third. Ricocheted off the Access Direct tarp. Larry Grayson retrieved it. Dvorsky scores to make it 2-1 Clinton. And now a base hit by B.J. Weed could tie the game. Mel Garejo, with his third double of the year, is at second with 2 out. Come on, B.J. The switch hitter batting left. Hits a high drive to right. It'll be caught by Juan Senrino. And Senriso has it in front of the track. B.J. Weed gave it a charge, but came up short in front of the track and right to end the Kernel fifth inning. But the Kernels score a run on 2 base hits. A stolen base by Dvorsky helped. There were no Clinton errors, and the Kernels leave 1 man on. They've stranded 4. Well, Tyler Sturtz, we want to thank you. You helped bring us a run in the fifth inning, and we really appreciate your kind words about our crowd, our association with you, and continued success to you and your great crew of folks there at Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers. I know that the summer officially starts this weekend, and I bet things will be hopping for you.
We hope so, but we thank you, John. We're really excited about the upcoming summer, and we've really been excited about our affiliation with the Kernels.
Thanks to Tyler Sturtz from Culver's, and thanks to his young 2-year-old son, Avery, who was our Culver small fry here today. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question comes in the top of the 6th. As we head there, the Kernels now trail Clinton 2-1.
Miller Lite, Miller time, track 4.
Like a friend that's always been down the road and back again. Without a thought, without a doubt, that's the times in Miller Lite. Like a friend that's always been down the road and back again. Just because that's how it is, the best of times in Miller Lite. It's a taste, it's a slide.
Miller Lite, Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Live responsibly.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Cost
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the works.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters makes things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Here we go to the top of the 6th inning. as Rick Sellers, our great friend from K-Memory, who does so much on behalf of the Kernels. Rick has a special group here in a diamond suite, and later in the game we're going to hear from a special fella, not Dennis Usher. Mike Usher is going to come later in the game and talk to us about being a member of the 1950 Cedar Rapids Rockets. So we'll look forward to hearing from one of the guests in the K-Memory suite later this afternoon. Leading off is and bouncing one to third is Juan Senriso, and a throw to first. I did not see what happened. I heard the crowd groan. It's going to be either an error on Matt Brown or an error may be charged to Mathis. I just didn't see it. So a runner at first, Juan Senriso. And I missed the first out of the inning. I'll have to ask one of our guests here who made the first out and how they made it. If anybody knows. A pop-up. And who caught it, Rich? The first baseman? Okay. The action's fast and furious here. And all of a sudden, Clinton now swinging at first pitches. Manny Santana has started the sixth inning by popping up to first. Juan Senriso grounded one to third. And no error has been charged. Apparently a base hit. Well, no, an error to Jake Mathis, the first baseman, as he mishandled the throw from Matt Brown. A ground ball up the middle. Looked to be a double play, but it got by the pitcher and into center field it goes. Juan Senriso stops at second. He reached on an error, and I can't believe the pace of this game has gone into high gear. Wow, the pace of this game has really changed. Runners at first and second. One out for the LumberKings. Kevin Richardson at the plate. Let's hope we can get a double play. Again, Santana started the inning by popping out to first. Juan Senriso grounded one to third. Matt Brown's throw was mishandled at first by Jake Mathis. Nate Gold has wrapped a single into center. Now Richardson takes a slider down and away, ball one. We have had 30 different Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winners this spring. This afternoon, we're searching for our 31st. If you've been one of our 30 different Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winners, please don't call in. Certainly play along wherever the runners go. Now stop, a deep drive to center. Mel Garejo, 2 steps back, glasses down. Ransell has it. The runner tags but holds at third on a good throw by Mel Garejo. Kevin Richardson flies to center. 2 gone in this 6th inning. That's right. If you've won our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, please don't call in this afternoon. The Springhouse makes a great hot beef sandwich. It's served with mashed potatoes smothered with beef gravy. They have full and half orders. The Springhouse Family Restaurant makes a great hot beef sandwich. It's served with mashed potatoes smothered with beef gravy, and you can get it in full or half orders. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question coming your way here in the top of the 6th, with Clinton leading the Kernels 2-1. This will likely be the last inning of work for Rafael Rodriguez, the 18-year-old Colonel right-hander. Now time is called as the music kept playing. Inexplicably, the music kept playing, and the plate umpire backed away and gave the universal sign for cutting the music. And it has been stopped abruptly. The first pitch to Larry Grayson. The runners go. A throw to second. Oh, it went into center field. The runner will trot home to make it 3-1. The Colonel miseries continue as Clinton has their original 2-run lead back. A double steal for the LumberKings. Juan Senriso stole third, and then he came home on a throwing error by Jared Abruzzo. The ball skipped by Cayaspo. E2, and that's the third Colonel error of the game. Nate Gold is credited with the stolen base, and a throwing error by Abruzzo allows Juan Senriso to score. 3-1 LumberKings. A slider, a strike called, and boy, the Kernels have been in some kind of fog most of the month of May in terms of their execution. Our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question: only 5 players have hit 30 or more homers their first 2 seasons in the major leagues. One of them was a Chicago White Sox. Name him. Name the Chicago White Sox in 82 and 83 and 84 who hit 30 home runs or more in his first 2 years of pro ball. Only 5 players have hit 30 or more homers their first 2 seasons in the major leagues. One of them was a Chicago White Sox. He did it in 83 and 84. The number to call for the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, 896-7615. 896-7615. 896-7615. A bouncer foul past third. That's our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. 3-1 in favor of the LumberKings here in the top of the 6th inning. Only 5 players have hit 30 or more homers their first 2 seasons in the big leagues. One of them was a White Sox. He did it in 83 and 84. Who was he? No, it was not Harold Baines. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Larry Grayson fans to end the 6th inning, but Clinton steals a run thanks to some Kernels shoddy fielding. 1 run for the LumberKings in the 6th inning. 1 hit, a double steal, 2 Kernel errors. Clinton leaves 1. They've left 5. The number to call for the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question, 896-7651. 896-7651. 896-7651. Only 5 players have hit 30 or more homers their first 2 seasons in the big leagues. One of them was a White Sox. He did it in 83 and 84. In 8 years, we have not stumped you on the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Maybe this afternoon will be the first time. Only 5 players have hit 30 or more homers in their first 2 seasons in the big leagues. One of them was a White Sox. He did it in 83 and 84. 896-7615, the number to call for the Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Clinton leads the Kernels 3-1.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Bill Curry sitting in Mike Greenberg's chair. How different is the attitude of today's athletes where players and their mommies and daddies can band together and get a coach to resign?
I was privileged to play for Bobby Dodd at Georgia Tech. I was privileged to play for Vince Lombardi and Don Shula. There were a lot of days that when we were 18 or 22 or 24 years old, we wanted those guys fired. Do you think we could go to management and say, we want you to get rid of Lombardi because we don't like the fact that he blew his whistle too hard yesterday? And I know what Michael Jordan meant when he said, I hope Matt comes out of this okay. It won't affect his opportunity to get another job. It will devastate his opportunity to get other jobs. He will not be getting another Notre Dame, North Carolina type opportunity unless he goes through a process of going into a smaller program and then winning, and hoping somebody will forget this incident, because what it looks like is that he can't handle his players. And when teenagers feel like they're in control, you're in trouble.
It's Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
3-1 in favor of the visiting LumberKings as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. You heard from him just a little bit ago. He went down below with his cell phone, was tuned in on headsets, and Tyler Sturtz has won a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse, as well as a wooden token for a free cup of coffee as our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winner. The Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question asked this afternoon, or stated, that only 5 players have hit 30 or more homers in their first 2 seasons in the big leagues. One of them was a White Sox. He did it in 83 and 84. We had guesses of Sammy Sosa, Greg Luzinski, Harold Baines, Maglio Ordonez. But it was Tyler Sturtz who called in from his cell phone down below and identified Ron Kittle. Ron Kittle hit 35 home runs in 1983 for the Western Division champion White Sox. The next year, Ron Kittle hit 32 home runs. Only 4 other guys have ever done that. Those other 4, Nomar Garciaparra, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, and Rudy York. So Ron Kittle, the answer to our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. Remember, The Springhouse has a great hot beef sandwich served with mashed potatoes smothered with beef gravy, full and half orders. And as luck or fate would have it, Rich Kendall of Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburgers was at the Springhouse yesterday, and his wife Carol ordered a half order of that great hot beef roast, that great hot beef sandwich served with mashed potatoes smothered with beef gravy at the Springhouse. Congratulations, Tyler Sturtz. We thought we had stumped our great Colonel audience, and we didn't. Here's a high fly ball into right field off the bat of Cayaspo, and sauntering underneath it to make the catch is Juan Senrizo, and Cayaspo flies to right. He's facing a new pitcher, and that new pitcher is Cesar Herrera. Well, congratulations to Tyler Sturtz, our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winner. Yes, Ron Kittle wound up hitting 176 home runs in his 10-year big league career. Started off in 83 and 84 by belting 35 and 32. The next year he hit 26, and then it was kind of a downhill as Ron Kittle did hit 176 home runs in his 10-year White Sox career, a lifetime average of 239. Last we knew, he was managing the Schaumburg Flyers in the Northern League Independent League Baseball. A strike is into Abruzzo, now a curve, a strike, and it's 0-2 to Jared. The Colonel offensive futility has continued here this afternoon. Let's make sure that Tyler Sturtz has been awarded his prize from the Springhouse. He has, and he looks pretty happy about it. A check swing by Abruzzo. The ball came right in on Jared's hands, and it's still 0-2 to Abruzzo. Well, what are we going to do to get out of this batting slump we're in as a team? We're hitting .262 as a team, second highest in the league. We're facing a pitching staff that ranks second to last in the league, but they've completely handcuffed us the last 4 games. There's a drive hit hard into left, but I'll be darned, right at Larry Grayson. Jared Abruzzo waited back, textbook manner, on a fastball, or on a changeup rather, and he drilled it into left, but right at the left fielder. 2 gone in the Colonel's 6th inning. Congratulations to Tyler Sturtz, our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winner. 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. The Kernels are only down by a pair, 3-1. The batter is Eric Ibar. And he takes a strike from the new hurler, Herrera. Now a slider and a swing and a miss, as Cesar is ahead of Eric Ibar, 0-2. Can Eric fight out of this 0-2 count? He pops one up to third. The catcher and third baseman come together, but the third baseman in foul ground in front of the bag makes the grab. Eric Ibar is fouled out to third, and that does it for the Kernels against the new pitcher Herrera in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Kernels have been retired in order for the second time this afternoon. Nothing shaking so far through 6 on the offensive side. A new hurler will take over for the Kernels in the top of the 7th inning. After 6, Clinton leads the Kernels 3-1.
It's a fast-paced world. Things change at the speed of sound, yet some things never change, like your desire to deal with a solid, dependable car dealer. Zimmerman Ford has been around for 31 years. They still deal with a handshake and a promise to be there after the sale with quality service. Zimmerman Ford Town is Eastern Iowa's largest volume Ford dealer, and you don't get that way without being rock solid. Check them out on the web at FordTownUSA.com or in person on 1st Avenue in Cedar Rapids. Ford, BMW, Hyundai, and Mitsubishi at Zimmerman Ford Town.
Remember when you were a child and there was a safety patrol person near your school to make sure you could cross the street safely? Don't you wish you had a safety patrol with you to help you conduct your life safely? Scott Draper, your Pekin Insurance agent at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, can help you feel safe with the right insurance coverages. For the right insurance for your home, auto, life, health, and business, see your Pekin Insurance agent, Scott Draper at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion.
If you don't stop by one of Jungi's 4 great locations, how will you know you got the very best deal?
Stop in today at Jungie Lincoln Mercury Isuzu in Cedar Rapids, Jungie Ford and Jungie Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Center Point, and the new Jungie Chevrolet Pontiac in Anamosa. Now, 4 great locations. Still, one great name, Jungie.
A new hurler is on. Jeff Marquez. We have a U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel Bullpen, brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Stop by a U.S. Cellular store or call U.S. Cellular at 1-888-BUY-USCC. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. 18-year-old right-hander Rafael Rodriguez spun 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, 1 earned on 4 hits. And Jeff Marquez is the new hurler. It's 1-1 to the leadoff man, Orlando Cruz, starting the 7th inning, 3-1 in favor of Clinton. Again, Rodriguez, 6 innings pitched, 3 runs, 1 earned on 4 hits, struck out 5, walked 2. Jeff Marquez is the new hurler for the Kernels. The right-hander facing Orlando Cruz, a right-handed batter. Fake bunt and a pitch low. Jeff Marquez is 2-3 on the year, a 5.40 ERA. Jeff is on in relief for the 14th time on the season, and his 2-1 delivery is a Baltimore chop to short. Ibar unloads in plenty of time to get Orlando Cruz. A high 1 bouncer to short, and Eric took care of it. Well, we promised you, thanks to our great friends and colleagues at K-Memory, that we would have a special guest here in the top of the 7th, and we're going to suit him up with his headset. It is Mike Usher. Mike Usher is here. And, Mike, I wouldn't have known had Rick Sellers and Rick Sampson not stopped in that, A, you were a guest in the K-Memory suite, pitch is high, ball 1, and B, that you have an illustrious background in terms of the history of professional baseball here. Mike, thanks for coming in.
I had a cup of tea here, and then I left.
Well, how many guys can say they played pro ball in the golden era? A ground ball to the right side. Cayaspo in the hole. Makes a dandy play. He did a 360 pirouette. Threw on to Mathis. And Cameron Coughlin is gone, 4-3. Well, Mike Usher, your cup of coffee was as a professional baseball player in the old Veterans Memorial Stadium, I understand, when it was brand new, 2 years old. Is that right?
Yeah.
1950?
Mm-hmm.
And, Mike, are you a local guy?
Oh, yeah.
Did you grow up in Cedar Rapids?
All my life, right here.
And you played professionally. Did you go from the M&J League to pro ball or vice versa?
Oh, I was playing M&J when I signed out here in 1950. But
and we were called the?
Rockets.
The Rockets. And who was your skipper?
Packy Rogers. Mean Packy.
Oh, boy. I've heard stories about Packy, about his... well, I guess he was flamboyant and had a temper as well.
Well, we had a two-day wrangle out there going on for about 2 days, and finally they had to play all kinds of music and everything to get them stopped.
I did not know that Mike Usher was part of a famous incident in Cedar Rapids baseball history. Mike, tell us what happened, because I've heard secondhand in that patriotic era that the national anthem had to be played to stop a brouhaha, but what happened?
Well, they were doing a lot of haggling, weren't they, Bob?
Yes.
For 2 days. They didn't like each other.
Kiwanee and Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
Bob Brooks is here, and Kiwanee and Cedar Rapids were playing, and we had a question earlier on the Ask the Manager show Friday about bench jockeying. That is, guys yelling obscene and untoward things onto the field. Is that what was happening, Mike?
Well, I think that was pretty much what was going on, and I think a few beanballs went in there too, didn't they, Bob?
Oh, boy, some things don't change, and Mike Usher was a part of a free-for-all. A 2-out walk has been issued by Jeff Marquez to Craig Ringy. Now Hector LeBron slaps one foul into the lawn section. 3-1 LumberKings, top of the 7th. Mike Usher, what do you remember that's what precipitates a brawl is usually guys getting thrown at their head and some verbal wars. Were punches thrown, or was it a giant wrestling match? How nasty was it?
Oh, I think they had a little bit of everything going, didn't they, Bob? Yeah, there's wrestling and punching and gloves was flying, and it was a Donnybrook. It was a pretty good Donnybrook.
Oh, here's a wild pitch on a pitch out. It'll actually be a pass ball charge to Abruzzo. Marquez threw a pitch out, and Jared missed the ball, and down to second goes Craig Ringy. And is it true that the national anthem was played and that the players stopped brawling or fighting and stood at attention?
Yeah, they finally stopped and the music come on. But
wow.
They were still doing a lot of jabbering after. Then they resumed after.
After the national anthem.
Yeah, they weren't going to. They just stopped long enough to listen, then they went on again.
Mike Usher remembers, as does Bob Brooks. Mike.
Made Life magazine.
It made Life magazine, Bob Brooks has said, Mike Usher. Well, we'll have to, I remember Thermy Harris being in Life in the early 50s when Billy Joe Davidson was signed, a guy that Hank Greenberg was high on. The 2-1 to the left-handed batter is low from Jeff Marquez. Mike Usher, this is the second year of the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. What was it like in the second year of the then old new Veterans Memorial? Was it as beautiful back then as this is considered now?
Well, it was beautiful then because people, that was the first room they ever had out there. See, what they had then years ago was Old Hill Ballpark, was over on Roosevelt School.
Yes, the one Bud remembers so well.
Well, I was a bat boy there once.
You were?
For the Raiders, yeah.
Mike Usher, when you signed with the Rockets, here's the 3-1, high, ball 4. Hector LeBron joins Craig Ringy aboard. Jeff Marquez has walked a pair with 2 outs here in the 7th. With the Kernels down by a pair, Eric Bennett out to the mound. Mike Usher, were we an independent in 50 or were you an Indian property?
No, they were independent. I don't remember. It wasn't too long after that we signed with the...
signed in 50 with Cleveland.
Cleveland, that's what it was, yeah. They were independent up to that time, yeah.
So Mike was with the Cleveland Indians. And Mike, nowadays the guys make about $1,100 to $1,200 a month. What did you sign for?
$40.
How much?
$40 a week.
40 a week.
That's why I didn't stay around long.
Well, Mike, that's some story, though.
Yeah.
You have the thrill of having played professional baseball right here in Cedar Rapids. The first pitch to Manny Santana is a strike called. Mike Usher, after you finished up professionally, did you go back in the M&J League?
Oh, yeah, I went back in the M&J League, and then we had a good pro circuit, semi-pro circuit around East Central Iowa, Ladora and Marengo and Belle Plaine and Bush. They had all good ball players. Very good semi-pro league.
Yeah, I know for a fact.
M&J was real tough, too.
Well, I know that because and this is not anything against the great league this is, but I know some of those teams could, in a 7-game series, beat a Midwest League team. That's how good they were.
Bob can tell you that. He used to broadcast our games out at
Daniels Park. The 0-2, look out. That one is hit like a bullet into the stands above the third base Clinton dugout. Well, Mike Usher, other memories of that 1950 season that you'd like to share with our listeners today?
Well, that's when my son was born, too.
So you were a father your first year in pro ball.
Well, he was born when I signed out here. So.
Mike, that's tremendous. Another 0-2 to Manny Santana from Jeff Marquez. High, ball 1. Now, Jack Rader is good friends with a Dennis Usher.
That's my cousin.
That's your cousin? Dennis Usher's your cousin?
Oh, yeah, he's my young cousin. One of my younger cousins. I'm the oldest of the bunch.
Wow, Mike. Mike Usher is in a K-Memory suite, and when we heard he was a member of the 1950 Cedar Rapids Rockets, we wanted him to come in and talk a little bit about it. And, Mike, back then, there weren't if you were a relief pitcher, it was because you were a lousy starting pitcher, and they didn't baby pitchers back then.
No.
They pitched batting practice, and they only had 6 or 7 pitchers, if that, on a staff.
Everybody learned how to do something, too.
Yeah.
You weren't no specialist at it.
No, and that's one of the, unfortunately, pitfalls of the modern game is the specialization aspect. When Mike Usher played, you were a true all-around ball player. In fact, your best pitcher was sometimes your best hitter. The 1-2 to the batter. Ooh, it just missed low, and it's deuces wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, and number 22 at the plate, Manny Santana. Well, Mike Usher, what did you wind up doing after professional baseball?
Oh, I worked at Link Belt's speeder for 38 years. And that's where I stayed.
Well, I know a fella that worked at Link Belt. His name was Lauren Schmitz. He runs the Spring House now. Does that name ring a bell? Lauren Schmitz.
Well, not really, no.
Okay, I still see Link Belt cranes and belts all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that the union, I don't know what happened, but I heard they self-destructed. Here's a fly ball into shallow center. Melgarejo dives and makes a sensational catch to end the inning. Well, Mike Usher, that brings back great baseball. That's the kind of ball in 1950 that was being played.
Yeah, we made plays like that back in those days, too.
Wow. Well, Mike, how about staying with us for the bottom of the 7th and helping us get some runs, and then we'll turn you loose back to your great party in the Diamond Suite.
Okay.
All right. Mike Usher will be with us for another half inning. In the 7th inning, for the visiting LumberKings, no runs, no hits, 2 walks, a pass ball, no Colonel errors. Clinton leaves a pair, and they've stranded 7 by virtue of a sensational catch in center by Melgarejo. The Kernels are still in this game. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch on Pat McGrath Chevy land. I think that Chevy's about to be given away. As we go to the home half of the 7th, it's Clinton 3 and the Kernels 1.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin. You know, Hometown Restyling has served Eastern Iowans since 1986, providing the very finest in windows, siding, and sunrooms. Their experienced staff can handle the job from start to finish, including plans, permits, and inspections. Plus, Hometown Restyling is nationally recognized by Professional Remodeler, Qualified Remodeler, and Remodeling magazines. Call Hometown Restyling for your next remodeling project, or better yet, visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hiawatha or Coralville. Hometown Restyling, because there's no place like home.
This is an emergency. This isn't. Say it's an evening or a weekend, and you have a, or perhaps even a, you don't need, but you'd rather not, for your doctor's office to open. That's when it's time to visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic. Just walk in, limp in, or even crawl in. And a Mercy Care physician will help you feel better, faster. There's a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic near you. Mercy Care North on Collins Road Northeast, and the new Mercy Care South on Edgewood Road Southwest. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., and weekends 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, next time you have, visit a Mercy Care Urgent Care Clinic in your neighborhood.
Okay, Coach.
Well, Bob Brooks has helped us with some memories, along with Mike Usher. Mike Usher is going to be with us for the bottom of the 7th inning. And, Mike, you had a good suggestion. You've been on ball clubs that have struggled a little bit, Mike, with the bats. And one of the things you can do to try to remedy that is lay some bunts down.
Lay some bunts down. Make them handle the ball. Take them off. Left-handers, look where that first baseman's at. Lay it down. Put it right out there in that center spot and push it through there, and they ain't going to get him.
Well, that's true, Mike. Mike Usher is here. He played for the 1950 Cedar Rapids Rockets in what was then the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Now it appears we have some sort of change defensively for Clinton. I'm not sure what it is, but their manager, Carlos Subero, is out talking with the plate umpire. And we have a new third baseman. The new third baseman is Randall Shelley. Randall Shelley takes over at third for Nate Gold. Here in the bottom of the 7th, the LumberKings lead it by 2, 3-1. The leadoff man for the Kernels is Jake Mathis, facing right-hander Cesar Herrera. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Well, Mike Usher, when you played here in 1950 for the Cedar Rapids Rockets, you drew good crowds to the old ballpark, didn't you?
Yeah, they had pretty good crowds back in those days.
Mike played in 1950 in the now demolished Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's now the beautiful parking lot, and we enjoy baseball here in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Bottom of the 7th, Jake swings and misses at a high fastball. Strike 2. A terrific catch in center by Melgarejo took a run away from Clinton in the top of the 7th. Let's hope the Kernels can rally and come back in this one on this Sunday afternoon. Jake pumps one foul down the left field line, out of play. Well, Mike Usher, it's obvious that you've cherished the game of baseball throughout your adult life and that you know a lot about the game. And besides the toughness and the fact that guys could play all the positions and swing the bat back in 1950, I'm going to ask you, after this 0-2 pitch, what else in your mind has changed the most about baseball in the last 50 years? Here's a pitch grounded off the batter's hands by Mathis to the second baseman. Cameron Coughlin, ranging far to his right, throws out Jake. One gone in the top or bottom of the 7th. Mike, what other changes have you seen, for better or worse?
Well, these kids don't seem to have the fundamentals of the game that we had when we was kids. When we was kids, we had 6 or 7 junior legion teams in this town. We didn't have high school ball.
Wow, 6 or 7 junior legion teams.
Yeah, and you learned all the fundamentals, and you learned how to play the game when you didn't play.
Well, Mike, I'm glad you brought that up, and it's nothing against these kids. They just haven't had...
They haven't had the tutor. Yeah.
Right. That's exactly right. Fouling one down the right side is Alex Dvorsky.
You got to learn the bunt and learn to do a lot of things.
Yes.
These kids don't, even in the majors you watch them, they don't have it, you know.
Well, I agree. There's guys in the major leagues, Mike Usher, who can't bunt.
That's right. They don't know how to bunt.
There's guys that haven't been taught how to run the bases.
You got to learn how to manufacture runs. When the guys got the throttle on you, you got to start laying some bunts and stuff down and make some motion out there.
Here's a drive into the right center field alley by Dvorsky. It'll go to the 390 mark. Alex is trying for third. He is going to be saved. A sliding triple for Marion's Alex Dvorsky. He's 2 for 3.
He's all they got so far in this game.
And it is Alex Dvorsky being all the Kernels have, as Mike Usher says. Mike Usher put the throttle, or Alex Dvorsky put the throttle down. As Mike Usher said, the Kernels should, with an opposite field triple. He's at third with only one out. And Kevin Jenkins is the Kernel batter. Alex Dvorsky singled, stole second, and scored in the 5th inning. He has thriced a triple into right center with one out here in the 7th. And the infield is back for the LumberKings as Kevin Jenkins will try to make it a one-run game with a base hit, sacrifice fly, or even a ground ball.
Yeah, they need him.
We need Dvorsky in. A ground ball to third.
No, that ain't it.
Booted by the third baseman. Picks it up. No play.
There they go. Now they got something. Make them handle the ball.
First and third with one out. Kevin Jenkins grounded one right at the new third baseman, Randall Shelley. And ironic that he was put in for defensive purposes. He kicked it as he looked up to make sure Dvorsky held it third. Alex did hold it third. He anchored at the bag. And Kevin Jenkins raced down the line. An error on Randall Shelley. And that error, the second of the game by the LumberKings. First and third, bottom of the 7th. 3-1 Clinton, but the Kernels have the tying runs on with only one out. And Matt Brown's the batter. Let's see if Matt Brown can deliver a helpful blow here in this 7th inning to either put the Kernels to within one or tie the game.
There he did.
To the right side. That's a base hit. That's a hit. Dvorsky scores. Jenkins on to third. Save. First and third. 3-2 on a base hit into right by Matt Brown. Matt Brown didn't hit it hard, but punched it into the right side of the infield, through past Cameron Coughlin into right field. Not only did Dvorsky score to make it a one-run game, Kevin Jenkins motored to third without a play. The RBI for Matt Brown is his 9th of the year, and a big summit on the mound. It looks like Cesar Herrera has a blister or something on his finger. Well, Mike Usher, we asked you to stay around for the bottom of the 7th because we had a hunch that you might bring the Kernels some good fortune, and the Kernels look like they're poised to try to tie this game or take the lead here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, they're getting movement on the ball. That's what it takes. Get some movement going.
Mike Usher is here. He's a guest in the Kane Memory Colonel Diamond Suite this afternoon. Mike Usher, who played in the old, then new Veterans Memorial Stadium back in 1950 as a member of the Cedar Rapids Rockets. And let's see if this right-hander can continue here in the 7th. They were looking at his finger as though he had some kind of blister. Well, back in your day, Mike Usher, there was no such thing as trainers, or if they were, all they did was slap some liniment on you.
Or Band-Aid or something.
That's right.
New skin or something.
Yeah. Well, great news along with Mike Usher, 2,570 here this afternoon. 2,570. Matt Brown went the other way and laced one into right to the left of Cameron Coughlin, the second baseman. And it's 3-2 Clinton. Mel Garejo, with runners at first and third, could tie the game, or he could put the Kernels up here in.
Yeah, they could pull it. Maybe it's a pretty good squeeze here. They're playing pretty deep, those guys.
You know what, Mike Usher? Todd Klaus, our manager, loves the squeeze play, and maybe that's what he'll have up his sleeve. With Jenkins at third, the tying run. Matt Brown, the go-ahead run at first. Mel Garejo, the leadoff batter, delivered an RBI double into left. His last time up, he's 1 for 2 with a walk. A curve low and away, ball 1. Mike Usher's here. He's a guest in the K-Memory Diamond Suite to our right. Mike, how do you like it in that Diamond Suite?
Pretty good. Pretty nice seats over there.
Isn't it? You can see the skyline. And
you can see everything, yeah.
It's something. I haven't asked Mike Usher yet. I will about his memories of Bud Curran, who's celebrating his 84th birthday here today. The pitcher looks at third, whirls and looks to first. Everybody holds. Mike Usher was Bud Curran with the ball club when you were.
Oh, yeah. Bud has been here forever. Him and Louie. Him and
Thurmy?
Thurmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew them guys all my life, really, practically. They've been around for ages, those guys.
Yes, they have. Both Hall of Famers, Bud Curran and Thurmy Harris. The 1-0 to Ransell. Again, the pitcher steps off the rubber and looks at third and then whirls and bluffs a throw to first. The Rally Monkey is jumping up and down on the Rockwell Collins game link in right center. The Rally Monkey.
He's a-going.
He sure is. Mike Usher's alongside. Mike was an instrumental part of baseball history here in Cedar Rapids. He played for the 1950 Cedar Rapids Rockets. Cesar Herrera is finally set, the 1-0. A bouncer off the pitcher's glove. Kevin Jenkins froze. Now he's caught in a rundown, and he's going to be out at the plate, and runners go to first and third. Kevin Jenkins started down the line, then stopped, and that cost the Kernels the tying run.
Yeah, he could have had it.
Why he stopped, I do not know. He gets a pat on the back from the Kernel manager, and the play has Mel Garejo reaching on a fielder's choice. A hard-hit one-hopper back to the mound. Kevin Jenkins started down the line, got in a rundown long enough to get Matt Brown to third. We have to credit Kevin Jenkins for that good maneuver in the pickle. He is thrown out, however, at the plate. 1-2-5-1. 1-2-5-1. Kevin Jenkins out at the plate. And the tying runs at third, Matt Brown. Mel Garejo at first. B.J. Weed now will try to tie the game or give the Kernels the lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 3-2 Clinton lead. The Kernels have out-hit the LumberKings 6-4, but trail by a run here in the bottom of the 7th. B.J. waiting patiently for the right-hander who is set at the letters. The first one headed home, a curve high, ball 1. Weed today is 1 for 3. Mike Usher, were you a switch hitter?
No.
What position were you?
Right-hander. I played left field mostly.
Okay. And you remember Old Hill Park, where Roosevelt School is.
Yep.
As well as the old Veterans Memorial Stadium. The 1-0 to B.J. Looped foul just to our left, strike 1. Mike, in your days, did you play doubleheaders very often?
Oh, once in a while, not too often. We played more doubleheaders when I was playing in the East Central Iowa Baseball League.
Yeah.
Em and Jay didn't play any. Once in a while, they played doubleheaders.
Yep.
Theirs is mostly weekdays and maybe on Sunday games they played.
Listen to the crowd. Brown, the tying run at third. Mel Garejo, the go-ahead run at first. Ransell draws the throw, and he's back safely. Were the diamonds as lush and green and beautiful as this one, Mike?
Oh, no. This is beautiful out here.
And I'm sure there was nothing like the scoreboard we have now.
Oh, no.
But that was a golden era of baseball, 1950, in Cedar Rapids with the Rockets, Mike Usher. B.J. hacks one foul. He had a pitch chin high. Mike Usher, did you used to swing at pitches chin high?
Oh, once in a while.
They're tough to lay off, aren't they?
There's something you can't lay off them sometimes, yeah.
B.J. Weed tomahawked one foul to the screen, and now he's in the hole 1-2. This crowd hopes to erupt if B.J. can come through with a 2-out base hit. Matt Brown, the tying run at third. Mel Garejo, the go-ahead run at first. Bottom of the 7th. Kernels down 3-2. Cesar Herrera is ready with the 1-2 to B.J. The runner goes. A high pop foul should end the inning. A tough play for the catcher, but Manny Santana cannot make it. Cannot make that tough play. And there is exactly what Mike Usher was talking about. That ball should have been caught. We knew it would be a tough play, but Mike Usher in 1950, a professional catcher would have caught that.
No, I'm no catcher.
Well, no, but in 1950, the guy would have caught it.
Yeah, well, it was fading on him pretty fast.
Yeah. Now here comes the pitching coach, former Padre and Yankee Andy Hawkins. Andy Hawkins wants to talk it over with Cesar Herrera. This big crowd on Pat McGrath Chevy Land, Hy-Vee apple pie, Dollar Hot Dog Day is going absolutely berserk as they want the Kernels to try to tie this game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mike Usher is alongside. He's been a guest of Kay Memory in a Kernel suite this afternoon down the first base line. Mike has kindly joined us for the 7th inning, reminiscing about being a professional baseball player for the Cedar Rapids Rockets. Mike played for $40 a week. That's one of the reasons he tells us he didn't stay in it for very long. Our minor leaguers make about $1,100 to $1,200 a month. That's why they work in the off season or go to college. About 2 of 25 average from this level make it to the big leagues, but they all have the desire to make it. B.J. Weed with 2 out and runners at the corners trying to tie this game or put the Kernels ahead. B.J. on a 1-2 pitch, lofts it foul off to the left side. Melgarejo was running from first base. Mike, did they make you nice meals after the games? Some of the fans or some of the locals feed you well?
Well, I usually went home because I live right here in town.
Yeah.
I never stuck around. I was just here for a cup of tea, and I got called back to work, and I was playing, like I say, semi-pro ball, and I was making much more money that way.
You made more money in semi-pro ball?
Well, with my job.
Yes.
Oh, you bet, yeah.
Well, Bob Brooks, legendary Cedar Rapids Professional Baseball Hall of Fame member, charter member. Bob Brooks remembers Mike Usher as his 1950 Cedar Rapids Rocket. B.J., again, ready for a 1-2 pitch. Tying run at third. Ground ball fair. Past third. We're tied at 3. Melgarejo stops at second. B.J. Weed slapped one past the third baseman into left field to tie the game at 3.
He should have been going full tilt out there, and he wasn't.
With runners at first and second and 2 out, Alberto Callaspo could give the Kernels their first lead of the game. What an at-bat for the .324 hitting B.J. Weed. He ties the game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Callaspo will try to put the Kernels ahead for the first time. A curve, a beauty, strike 1. Well, Mike Usher, you thought the same thing I did. I thought Melgarejo would try for third.
Yeah, he wasn't running.
I don't think that the left fielder...
You wouldn't have got him if he'd have kept going.
No, but Ransell wanted to make sure. There's that cardinal rule in baseball, never make the third out of an inning at third base, and Ransell wanted to make sure not to.
Well, there it is.
A base hit into right. Melgarejo's being waved home. Here's the throw. Not in time. The Kernels lead it 4-3 on a line drive single into right by Alberto Callaspo.
Yeah, we got their bats awake anyway.
It's 4-3 Kernels, and Mike Usher, you have been some big help to this Kernel Ball Club. We just had a hunch that with your presence and the aura and mystique around professional baseball in Cedar Rapids, you played here in 1950. Mike Usher has helped the Kernels usher in a very good inning. They lead now 4-3 and want to keep this big inning going. The Kernels have scored 3 runs on 4 hits. The batters Abruzzo with runners at first and third. A curve up and away from the beleaguered right-hander, Cesar Herrera. The rally Monkey, along with Mike Usher, have helped the Kernels accomplish big things here in the bottom of the 7th inning before a crowd of 2,570. Well, Mike Usher, another thing that guys did even when I was playing Little League in the 60s, we all choked up on the bat. Did you guys choke up some?
Oh, yeah, I did.
So did I, Mike.
I take my good swing for the home run pitch, and then I kind of try to go for base hits on the third strike.
Yeah.
But if you met it, it was going to go anyway.
Swing and a miss by Abruzzo, strike one. No, you're right, Mike. I was instructed to choke up on the bat for greater bat control and to make contact.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's not done anymore.
Nope.
Choking up is something from a bygone era, and it's another change in modern-day baseball. Abruzzo with runners at the corners, Weed at third, Kayaspo at first. Takes high, ball 2. The Kernels have sent 7 men to the plate here in the 7th inning, and they have scored 3 runs on 4 hits, one costly error made by the LumberKings. Bob Nance is here, and I met his wife Verna on the elevator. 25 years, not of marriage, Bob. You've been married. Here's a base hit into left. And the Kernels have made it a 4-run inning. Weed scores, and it's 5-3 Kernels.
Hi, Bob. I know you, but you don't know me, I don't think. Mike Usher.
Jared Abruzzo, last one in the hole through the left side of the infield to make it a 4-run inning and to give the Kernels a 5-3 lead. Bob Nance has dropped by, and Mike Usher knows him. It's Bob Nance's daughter's 25th wedding anniversary. Bob Nance, kind enough to bring me a scrumptious piece of cake with vanilla icing on the top, blue and red bubbles. Bob, I love cake. Bob Nance. The old bread basket keeps expanding, huh?
Yeah.
Bob Nance has kindly brought me a piece of birthday cake. Pam and Rick Zaire are celebrating 25 years of marriage. They live in Iowa City, and Bob Nance has been kind enough to bring me a piece of their anniversary cake. They're in the Kernel suite. Mike Usher's in the K-Memory suite. The 1-1. Grounded to second hard, but the second baseman Coughlin has it and throws out Ibar. Listen to the hand for the Kernels.
Yeah, there they did it.
Boy. 9-men bat in the Kernel 4-run 7th inning. 4 runs for the Kernels on 5 hits, 1 Clinton error. The Kernels leave 2 and a stranded 6. The Kernels erupt for 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and we thank wholeheartedly Mike Usher. Mike, what a great treat for our listeners and a thrill for myself. You can ask Bob Brooks, Rick Sellers, and Rick Sampson. I love baseball history.
Good. Fine. Thank you.
Mike Usher, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. Mike Usher with us through the 7th inning. And, Mike, enjoy the rest of your afternoon in the K-Memory suite. Rick Sampson, thank you and Rick Sellers. We go to the top of the 8th inning, and the Kernels now lead Clinton 5-3.
Looking for a sure way to bring your daughter or son the thrill of a lifetime? Then visit Taco Bell and register them for a chance to be drawn as a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy. As a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy, your child will receive a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy t-shirt. Collect autographs from the Kernels and take the field with the Kernel player for the national anthem. Being a Taco Bell Baseball Buddy will provide your kid with an unforgettable feeling of excitement. All it takes is a visit to Taco Bell.
The results are updated for the 2002-2003 The Zone ESPN Radio 1600 Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Trophy. The 7 Metro high schools compete for the trophy, given to the school with the best overall sports program for the year. Farm Bureau Financial Services will hand out a $500 prize along with each trophy to the 2 winning schools. The standings look like this. Kennedy remains on top on the boys' side. Washington makes the period's biggest move, jumping from 4th to 2nd. Marion remains 3rd, with Linmar sliding to 4th. Prairie is 5th, with Jefferson 6th and Xavier 7th. Kennedy also leads on the girls' side. Prairie stays a solid 2nd. Linmar and Xavier are tied for 3rd, the Saints jumping up from 6th. Marion remains 5th with Wash and Jeff rounding out the standings. To see the breakdown, log on to KCRG.com. The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, Farm Bureau Financial Services Metro Trophy from your Prep Sports leader. The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600.
Takes a home run cut at a pitch he has seen from Daniel Arias. That's right. A U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen has Daniel Arias on the hill to start the 8th inning. It's brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Stop by a U.S. Cellular store or call U.S. Cellular at 1-888-BUY-USCC. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Daniel Arias fires a slider for a strike, and it's 0-2 to Juan Senrizo. We have a scoring addendum that we'll share with you in a moment, but first the 0-2 from Daniel. Swinging a foul. Boy, Senrizo swings at any and everything that comes his way. That was a high slider, and he fouled it back. Jeff Marquez pitched 1 inning of scoreless relief out of the Colonel bullpen. 1 inning pitch, no runs, no hits, no strikeouts, and 2 walks. Swing and a miss by Senrizo, a high fastball, and it looks like Juan will have to pay a visit to a chiropractor. I mean, he turned loose a vicious cut on 0-2, and he fans 1 out.
First baseman Nate Gold.
Daniel Arias is on the hill here in the 8th, and he misses high, ball 1. To Randall Shelley. Randall Shelley. Or no, this is Nate Gold. I thought Nate Gold was lifted from the game, but apparently he wasn't. Nate Gold is the batter. I thought Randall Shelley came in to play third in the bottom of the 7th, but he did not. Gold lays off a pitch low, ball 2 from Daniel Arias. Daniel Arias, pitching for the 18th time this year, is 1-1 with a 3.46 ERA. Arias has pitched 26 innings and allowed 31 hits. A strike at the knees from Daniel to Nate Gold. In 26 innings, the Colonel right-hander is fanned 23, walked 15. Walked 15. 2-1 to Nate Gold. A long one to left is going to make it a 1-run game. It's a fair ball, and it's on to the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. Daniel Arias has given up a home run to Nate Gold, a guy who belted 33 to lead the Division I ranks of the NCAA last year at Gonzaga. That's the 3rd home run of the year for Nate Gold, his 2nd straight hit, and it's a 5-4 game. The Colonel lead has been whittled to 1 run here in the top of the 8th inning on a home run onto the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion by Nate Gold. Nate Gold crushed it, and he makes it a 1-run game. The scoring change we wanted to tell you about, or not change, addendum. An error was charged to the catcher, Manny Santana, in the Colonel 4-run 7th. On that drop pop foul, a curve from Daniel Arias is a strike called. Daniel Arias worked in the series opener here Thursday night, a Clinton 5-2 victory. He pitched 2 scoreless frames. A beautiful curveball, strike 2 from Daniel Arias to right-handed hitting Kevin Richardson. 5-4 Kernels, a 1-run game in the top of the 8th inning. No, this is not Kevin Richardson. A high fly ball, foul though, foul ball. This batter is Randall Shelley. This batter is Randall Shelley. So Randall Shelley did take over at third base. I was right, but Nate Gold went to first base, replacing Kevin Richardson in the 7th inning. So Randall Shelley indeed did come into the game at third base in the 7th. Nate Gold went over to first base for Kevin Richardson. Richardson out of the game. A breaking pitch just missed low to Randall Shelley. So Nate Gold went from third to first in the 7th inning, and Randall Shelley went to third, and Kevin Richardson left the game. The 1-2 to Shelley. Swing and a miss, a curveball. Daniel Arias with a sharp breaking pitch gets Kevin Richardson on strikes, and there are 2 out here in the Clinton 8th inning. Base is empty. for Larry Grayson, the left fielder. Grayson facing Colonel right-hander Daniel Arias for the first time. Well, wasn't that great to hear from Mike Usher, a visitor in the K-Memory Diamond Suite this afternoon. A strike on the outside corner to Larry Grayson. Top of the 8th, 5-4 Kernels. Oh, a beautiful curveball, and that's strike 2 to Larry. Jared Abruzzo wanted a word with Daniel Arias. Yelled something out to him as he stepped out in front of the plate. 0-2 to Larry Grayson. Daniel brings it. A fastball inside, ball 1. Rich Thompson warming up in the Colonel bullpen. How big was that great catch by Melgarejo in the top of the 7th to give the Kernels the momentum in the bottom of the 7th? Ooh, a slider was ruled upstairs. The crowd all over the plate umpire, Brian Riley. Of the 4 runs the Kernels scored off of Cesar Herrera in the 7th inning, only 1 was earned. A curve and a looper to second off the end of the bat. Alberto has it. Larry Grayson knuckled one off the end of his bat and pops out to second, a humpback liner. And after giving up a 1-out home run to make it a 1-run game, Daniel Arias comes back and is rock solid to get the next 2 and retire Clinton in the 8th with no further harm. 1 run for the LumberKings on the home run by Nate Gold. 1 hit. There were no Colonel errors, and Clinton leaves the bases empty. The Kernels go to the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to protect a 1-run lead, 5-4, over the LumberKings.
ESPN is your nightly home for everything baseball with Baseball Tonight.
Helton, exit, stage right.
Featuring the day's webcam highlights and monster shot roundup.
Matsui is unloaded.
Check out who's hot and who's not as we take you around the league and touch them all. With unparalleled coverage by Peter Gammons and Carl Rabbit.
And double play, third.
An analysis from 3-time Gold Glover Harold Reynolds and former manager Bobby Valentine.
I like what I see.
Play catch-up ball every night with Baseball Tonight. All season long on ESPN and ESPN2.
The new Veterans Memorial Stadium is among the most awe-inspiring attractions in our great community. The most common remark made by first-time visitors to our new ballpark is simply, wow! The dazzling giant scoreboard, the roomy seats, the spacious concourse, and yes, the numerous women's restrooms all evoke that wow reaction. The most alluring element of all, though, is that perfectly nurtured, lush, green field that composes the diamond. Thanks to Peck's Flower Garden and Landscaping, the aura and magic of the Field of Green in the new stadium can be replicated in your very own yard. That's right. The experts at Peck's are teaming up with the renowned Colonel Grounds crew to award one of you with a Field of Green lawn makeover this spring. Just stop into the Garden Center at Peck's to enter. The Peck's Field of Green dream could be yours. Register this spring in the Garden Center at Peck's, corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast.
Jake Mathis grounded out to second to start the Colonel 4-run 7th inning. He's 0 for 3, and he's facing a new hurler. It's Sixto Urena. Urena's a right-hander. He's the 4th pitcher of the day for the LumberKings. 5-4 Kernels, bottom of the 8th. Sixto Urena seeing his first action in this series, 23 years old. And he misses with a curve inside. Sixto's 23 years old, a right-hander from the Dominican Republic. He pitched at 4 different locales last year. The Gulf Coast League Rangers, pitched in Charlotte, hurled in Savannah, and also a line drive over the shortstop's head into left center, a base hit for Jake Mathis. Urena also pitched in Pulaski. Jake Mathis has the 10th Colonel hit of the afternoon. He went the other way and laced one into left center for a leadoff single. 5-4 Kernels, bottom of the 8th inning. Cesar Herrera went 2 innings for the visitors, allowed 4 runs, 1 earned on 5 hits, struck out none, walked none. Sixto Urena, U-R-E-N-A, throws to first, and Mathis is back. Alex Dvorsky's been a star for the Kernels this afternoon. He singled, stole second, and scored in the 5th inning. He tripled and scored in the 4-run 7th. Ball 1 low and away to Alex. Well, you just heard from our good friend Rick Sellers from K-Memory touting the Peck's Field of Green lawn makeover promotion. And we have some more important news to share with you from Peck's. We'll do it here as the Kernels bat in the 8th inning. Alex wraps one foul past third. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop reminds you that planting season is in full bloom, and Peck's has the best plant selection in the area. Plus, Peck's has all the expert advice you need to make your plants grow. It's not too late to plant a flower or vegetable garden. Peck's greenhouses are filled with colorful annual flower plants for sun or shade, plus beautiful hanging baskets and patio pots. A slider outside to Dvorsky, 2-1 to Alex. Of course, this is Memorial Weekend, and Peck's has a wonderful selection of memorial remembrances, fresh flowers, permanent flowers, and colorful plant gardens. Peck's is also the place to shop for miniature garden flags, decorative flags, wind socks, wind chimes, and colorful spinners. The runner goes, and a pitch drilled into deep left center. Going back is Orlando Cruz, and he has it. Jake Mathis was running as Alex Dvorsky's bid for a third straight hit was turned back by Orlando Cruz, who ranged far to his right and made the grab in left center. Peck's is open tomorrow, Memorial Day, from 8 to 3. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. They've been growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956. Peck's is at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast. Peck's is open until 3 o'clock tomorrow. They're open from 8 to 3 tomorrow, Peck's Flower and Garden Shop. In fact, they're still open till 5 o'clock today if you're out and about. Kevin Jenkins punches one foul off to the left, and that's strike one to the Colonel left fielder, who reached on an error at third by Randall Shelley, one of 2 errors committed by the LumberKings in the Colonel 4-run 7th inning. Oh, that's a big, big run at first base. The Kernels would love to get an insurance run on the board as Kevin Jenkins flies out of the way of a pitch down and in from Sixto Urena. Urena, the 4th hurler of the day for Clinton. Sixto has a record of 1-1, and he's on in relief for the 15th time for Clinton. His ERA is high, 5.48. The Kernels have out-hit the LumberKings 10-5. Each team has made 3 errors. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, 5-4 Kernels. 2,570 are here. 2,570. Now time is called. We won't see Clinton again until we visit Alliant Energy Field near the end of August. A fastball, a strike at the knees, and Kevin Jenkins is in the hole, 1-2. Kevin's a left-handed batter, 1 for 3 on the afternoon. A beautiful Sunday afternoon. And we have a great Colonel fan down below waving up here. And I know who that is. I just have to remember who that lucky fella is in the Colonel batting helmet. A swing and a foul over the third base stands. A little fella in a purple shirt with gold lettering and a Colonel batting helmet waving up here. Boy, we have friends all over the ballpark, don't we? The Kernels and the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600. Ball 2 floats high to Kevin Jenkins. Ron Klein, the Colonel equipment manager, has spotted us. And Rhodey is waving up here. If we can get Ann and Eric Hearn to get his attention. Yes, Rhodey, we're waving at you. Ron Klein, there he gives us a wave, the Roadrunner. Ooh, a 2-2 buzzes inside. It almost took the letters right off of Kevin Jenkins' red jersey. And it's ball 3. Now with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, the Colonels ahead by a run 5-4. I would bet that James Rowson coaching at third for the Kernels, Todd Klaus coaching at or Todd in the dugout, I think the runner will go. He's not going, and a base hit wrapped into right by Kevin Jenkins. Holding at second is Jake Mathis. Kevin Jenkins has his second hit of the game. Kevin pulled one sharply on the ground through the right side of the Clinton infield. Had Jake Mathis been running, he would have gone to third. He was not running on the 3-2 delivery, so Jake had to stop at second. Now Matt Brown at the plate. Matt went the other way and served a single into right field, an RBI single in the 7th inning. It scored Alex Dvorsky and pulled the Kernels to within a run at 3-2. The Kernels went on to score 3 more runs in the inning and lead it 5-4. Matt Brown is ready to go. So is the pitcher, Sixto Urena. A curve, and it's a strike at the knees to Matt. Bottom of the 8th inning. 5-4 Kernels. Rich Thompson will likely take over in the top of the 9th. The Kernels desperately trying to add an insurance run or two. A curve, and it stays inside, and it's 1-1 to Matt Brown. Remember, a full slate of games to report on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. We'll do that on the Colonel Curtin Call following this afternoon's action on this beautiful, picture-perfect, sunny Sunday afternoon. The 1-1. A broken bat bouncer to third, and the third baseman picks it up, steps on the bag for the out. Well, one of the most unusual plays we've seen all year. Matt Brown broke his bat. He reaches on a fielder's choice. His ball landed at the feet of the third baseman, Randall Shelley. Had all sorts of spin on it. Randall Shelley fumbled it momentarily, then stepped on third to force Jake Mathis. Kevin Jenkins advances to second. Matt Brown shattered his bat and winds up at first. Now this is the situation in which Rancel Melgarejo usually flourishes. He usually comes through in the clutch in these late inning opportunities. Rancel looks at a curve high, ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 8th, 2 out, runners at first and second. The Colonel leadoff batter is 1 for 3, has driven in a run. He scored a run. Ball 2 dips down and away to Melgarejo. This big crowd of 2,570 have all stayed. They've seen the Kernels rally and take a 1-run lead late in the game. The Kernels trying to add to that lead with something big from Rancel. He shoots one off the end of the bat foul, and he's still ahead in the count, 2-1. Melgarejo got the Kernels on the board in the 5th inning, made it a 2-1 game. Clinton, when he pulled a double past third and drove home Alex Dvorsky. Here's the 2-1 from the right-hander. Outside, ball 3. Sixto Urena, in his first inning of relief, has surrendered a couple of singles. There are 2 out and 2 on, and Rancel's ahead in the count, 3-1. Rancel took a healthy cut and sliced one foul into the backstop for strike 2. 5-4 Kernels, bottom of the 8th inning. The kids are having a blast here. They're showing them on the Rockwell Collins game link. A full count with 2 out. The runners go. Rancel taps one to third, and the third baseman tags Kevin Jenkins for the final out of the inning. The Kernels dispute the call by the base umpire, Buzz Laird, but Melgarejo forces the runner at third, Kevin Jenkins, as he tapped one to third base. So the Kernels unable to add to their lead in the 8th inning. No runs, 2 hits. There were no Clinton errors. The Kernels strand a pair and have left 8. Here we go to the top of the 9th inning. It's the Kernels leading Clinton 5-4.
Over the years, Dad will use Alliant Energy to do lots of things. To turn the lights off 10,000 times. To give 765 bubble baths. To do 3,126 loads of laundry. But most important of all, to cook 152 gourmet meals when Mom works late. To learn more, call 1-800-ALLIANT.
Nature provides a built-in mechanism for animals to get ready for their future. Animals start hoarding food in the early autumn, knowing it will be scarce during the winter. We don't seem to have that same kind of savvy. Pekin Insurance Agent Teresa Brunsheen at Family Insurance Center in Monticello can help you plan ahead. Teresa can help you make sure you have the right insurance coverages for your particular needs. Nature's message is clear. Prepare. See Teresa Brunsheen, your Pekin Insurance Agent in Monticello at Family Insurance Center.
Toyota takes another leap forward in material handling efficiency. Hub Toyota Lift would like to introduce you to the new Toyota AC electric forklift. AC technology provides unprecedented acceleration, dramatically increasing operator cycle times, thus increasing production. And because DC components are no longer needed, you will significantly lower your maintenance costs. A clean running, dependable unit is the result. Coupled with today's attractive interest rates, there's never been a better time to join Toyota's AC revolution. Contact Hub Toyota Lift in Cedar Rapids, Peoria, Des Moines, and Davenport.
A U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen as Rich Thompson facing a pinch hitter. Rich Thompson has answered a U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. Brought to you by U.S. Cellular. We connect with you. Pedro Cairo is going to pinch hit for Orlando Cruz. Cairo played in all 3 games in this series. He's a powerful right-handed batter, Pedro Cairo. And a knee-buckling curve has Cairo ducking for cover, strike 1. Pedro Cairo was completely fooled on the bread-and-butter pitch of Rich Thompson. And that's strike 1. We're in the top of the 9th. It's 5-4 Kernels. Swing and a miss by Cairo. Another curveball, and he missed it by a goodly margin. Pedro Cairo is pinch hitting here in the top of the 9th. Cairo 2 for 12 in the series, 0 for 4 last night. Pedro Cairo at the plate as the pinch hitter facing Rich Thompson, the Kernel reliever. A fastball upstairs to the pinch hitter Cairo. 5-4 Kernels, top of the 9th inning. Rich with the 1-2. Ooh, a breaking pitch just high, and Cairo laid off. Q-U-E-R-O, Pedro Cairo, 6'4", 230. Daniel Arias went 1 inning, gave up 1 run on 1 hit, struck out 2, walked none. Rich Thompson is the 4th Kernel hurler of the day, the 2-2 to the pinch hitter. Fastball, and it's knocked foul over the first base grandstand roof by Pedro Cairo. And Cairo, overall on the year, hitting .256, 5 home runs to lead Clinton 23 RBIs. Rich Thompson worked here an inning last night. A curve and a base hit into left. Rich Thompson has allowed the tying run to reach here in the top of the 9th as Pedro Cairo was in the hole 0-2, even the count at 2-2, and then ripped a single into right field. Pedro Cairo with a pinch hit single off of Carlos Subero's bench. And Clinton has the tying run at first with nobody out in the top of the 9th inning. Rich Thompson had his best pitch hit for a single. Uh-oh, now a pass ball or a wild pitch, they'll call it. A wild pitch as Cairo, the tying run, goes to second. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Cameron Coughlin was all set to try to bunt the runner to second. He doesn't have to now. A pitch up and away. Abruzzo got a glove on it, but it's a wild pitch by Rich Thompson. Oh, we were ahead of that pinch hitter 0-2, and he singled into left. And now he's at second with nobody out. Rich Thompson is 1-1 on the year. He has 3 saves. And he's working for the 20th time. Yes, he did pitch last night, a scoreless inning out of the Kernel bullpen. Struck out 2, gave up no hits in 1 inning. Now the LumberKings could tie this game in the 9th inning. Uh-oh, another wild pitch and the runner to third. I'll be darned. I can't believe the sloppy play. I cannot believe. Boy, oh boy, that's unbelievable. You can't let a guy get to third base on 2 wild pitches. But that's what the Kernels have done. And now Clinton has a golden chance to tie the game. A golden chance to tie the game in the 9th inning. I'll be darned. What is it with this ball club? My goodness. And I don't mean to be negative or critical, but you have to play better baseball than that. Now the infield's in. 2-0 the count to Cameron Coughlin. Rich's 2-0 pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Well, maybe by virtue of some miraculous turn of events, we can get out of this 9th inning and hold on and win it. But I'll tell you what, the LumberKings have the tying run at third with nobody out. The 2-1 from Rich. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The Kernels still have the lead, 5-4, but the LumberKings have a runner at third with nobody out. 2-2 to the switch hitter Cameron Coughlin. He's 1 for 4 with a run scored. And he takes outside, ball 3. Well, this is probably the biggest pitch of the game coming up. Probably the biggest pitch of the game. A full count to Cameron Coughlin. Top of the 9th, tying run at third. Here's Rich Thompson's payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A big strikeout for Rich Thompson. He challenged Cameron Coughlin and got him swinging on a 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging on a 3-2 pitch. We're not out of the woods by far. Not out of the woods by far. Colonel infield in for Craig Ringy. Craig Ringy is 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. Runner at third, 1 out. Top of the 9th, the runner at third's the tying run. Strike 1 called from Rich Thompson. We told you it would take a miraculous sequence of events if the Kernels are going to get out of this 9th inning unscathed. And perhaps Rich Thompson and the Kernels can achieve that what seemingly is an impossible task. Here's the 0-1 to the right-handed batter. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Jack Rader, our dugout interview guest, is behind us, and Jack and I are hopeful that Rich Thompson can make the most of this 0-2 count. He was ahead of the pinch hitter moments ago, Pedro Cairo. Cairo's at third now by virtue of 2 wild pitches, but Rich struck out Cameron Coughlin. Can he get Craig Ringy? No, ball 1 high. At least not on an 0-2 count he can't. Ball 1 high. Rich Thompson, he loves pressure. Well, he's put himself into the most pressurized vacuum you can imagine here in the top of the 9th inning. Rich has been our most consistent and best relief pitcher all spring long. Ringy, a right-handed batter with an open stance. Swings and misses at a curveball! Swings and misses at a curveball! 2 away! Rich Thompson brings this crowd of 2,570 to the edge of their seats and possibly to their feet in a moment. Hector LeBron, 0 for 3 with the walk. Now Jared Abruzzo out to the mound. Things looked so bleak a moment ago that I stated it would take something just short of a miracle for Clinton not to tie this game here in the 9th inning. Well, Rich Thompson has fanned 2 batters with a runner at third and nobody out. There's a runner at third. He's a tying run. There are 2 out. And now Eric Bennett out to the mound. I think the Kernels are deciding whether they want to pitch to Hector LeBron? And if so, how do they want to pitch him? Rich Thompson has given up just 12 hits in 26 innings of pitching this year. He's fanned 38 batters in 26 innings, walked 8. He has been worthy of being named to the All-Star team later in June. The first pitch to the left-handed batter, up and away, ball 1. Hector LeBron, 0 for 3, walked his last time up. The Kernels trailed going into the bottom of the 7th, 3-1. Scored 4 runs, 3 unearned on 5 hits. And now lead at 5-4 in the top of the 9th with 2 out. Tying run at third. Swing and a miss. As the batter was late, swinging, strike 1. This Pat McGrath Chevyland Sunday crowd of over 5,000, of over 2,500, I think, is ready to erupt. The tying run at third, the 1-1. High and away, that's the same pitch that has resulted in 2 wild pitches, and what a stop by Jared Abruzzo. Rich Thompson has uncorked 2 pitches high and away that has allowed the tying run, Pedro Cairo, to go to third. That pitch almost allowed Cairo to score. It's 2-1 to the left-handed batter, Hector LeBron. He's a .359 hitter in 16 games. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Can Rich Thompson help the Kernels preserve a win? The crowd behind the Kernel dugout is on its feet. The crowd is on its feet. The crowd is on its feet. It's 2-2 to Hector LeBron. The crowd on their feet, hoping that Rich Thompson can keep that tying run at third with 2 out. There's a 2-2 count on the batter, LeBron. Rich is set. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Matt Brown's throw makes it a Kernel win. Makes it a Kernel win. The LumberKings had the tying run at third with nobody out, and Rich Thompson slammed the door. Rich Thompson slammed the door on the Clinton comeback attempt. Kernels 5, LumberKings 4, and what a way to cap off a great day at the stadium with the Kernels rallying in the 7th, hanging on in the 9th to turn back the LumberKings 5-4. Rich Thompson was spectacular after giving up the leadoff hit to the pinch hitter and issuing or delivering 2 wild pitches. Rich Thompson, with the tying run at third, struck out Coughlin, fanned Ringy, and got Hector LeBron to ground to third, where Matt Brown threw him out. 5-4 Kernels. What a great afternoon of baseball here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Kernels gain a split with Clinton, and the Kernels go 4-4 on the homestand before leaving tomorrow for a 12-game road trip. In the 9th for the LumberKings, no runs, 1 hit, 2 wild pitches, 2 strikeouts, no Kernel errors. Clinton leaves the tying run at third with nobody out. They stranded 8 as the Kernels hold on after their 7th inning rally and shade the LumberKings 5-4. 5-4 Kernels, totals, highlights, and more coming next on the Kernel Curtain Call.
The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons is Cedar Rapids' exclusive downtown hotel. Make plans to experience a spectacular view from the top of the 5. Start your day off with us for breakfast or make a lasting impression on your business associates by treating them to our signature pasta bar for lunch. For any occasion, enjoy an elegant dinner or Eddie Picard Jazz Trio in the city's only rooftop restaurant. Call 363-8161 for reservations.
I cannot face anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around. Each generation has time. They got their own kind of sounds. Time to shout it out. It's that joy of Pepsi.
The
ability to read. Nothing's more important in predicting the future success of a child. Thanks to the generous, ongoing support of Toyota Financial Services, Kernel players visited a record 25 schools last spring to encourage children to read, with a series of dazzling rewards from Toyota Financial Services serving as incentives. An all-time high, 1,451 girls and boys read last summer. The Kernels salute Toyota Financial Services.
When searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations, look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
Hope your Memorial Day weekend is a good one. Scott Nash joining you here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 KCRG. Here's your upcoming sports lineup. Take a look at Monday. It'll be Kernel baseball on the holiday in the afternoon as the Kernels go to the west suburbs of Chicago to take on the Kane County Cougars. 1:40 is your pregame time. Then on Tuesday the 27th, it's another afternoon edition of Kernel baseball. Game 2 of the 4-game set at Kane County as the Kernels take on the Cougars. 11:40 Tuesday morning is the pregame, just past 12 noon with the first pitch. Wednesday, it'll be a 6:40 evening pregame start as the Kernels take on Kane County once again, 7 o'clock first pitch. And then on Thursday the 29th, the Kernels conclude the series in the west suburbs as they take on Kane County, 6:10 this time for the pregame. That's a look at your upcoming sports lineup right here on The Zone. Have a good Memorial Day.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Well, as good a ball game as you'll see on the most beautiful day of the season here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Hundreds of kids lined up in front of the plaza section waiting their turn to run the bases. And the Kernels rallied from behind and held on in a terrifically played ball game in terms of excitement. 5-4 Kernels here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Before we launch into the Kernel Curtain Call, segment 1, our game recap, let's remind you that you're tuned to Kernel Baseball on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This game featured Rafael Rodriguez, 18-year-old Kernel, as the starter, and Rafael was brilliant. He was perfect through 3 innings. He set down the visiting LumberKings in order in the first, second, and third. Meanwhile, though, Clinton starter Gary Hogan was pitching 4 scoreless innings in his 4th start of the year against the Kernels. Clinton broke out on top against Rafael Rodriguez in the 4th inning. Cameron Coughlin tripled into the right field corner when that was their first base runner. And then with 2 out, Manny Santana dumped a double just beyond the reach of Eric Ibar, who had the ball in his mitt but then lost the handle when he collided in center with Mel Garejo. Coughlin scored to make it 1-0 LumberKings. Clinton made it 2-0 in the 5th inning. They did so by virtue of a pair of walks, a Kernel error, and an infield single. The infield single by Craig Ringy drove home the man who had walked to start the inning, Nate Gold, and made it 2-0 Kernels. They're 2-0 Clinton. The Kernels made it 2-1 in the 5th inning. Alex Dvorsky, who had 2 of the Kernel 11 hits today, started the inning with a single into left, and then he stole second. With 2 out, Mel Garejo then grounded one past third into the left field corner, scoring Dvorsky and making it a 2-1 game in favor of the LumberKings. Clinton then went on top 3-1 in the 6th inning against Rafael Rodriguez. With 1 out, Juan Senriso reached on an error as Jake Mathis dropped a throw from Matt Brown. Senriso then stole third, and came home on a double steal, rather. Senriso stole third, then came home on a double steal, on which Jared Abruzzo threw the ball past the shortstop I-bar into center. Juan Senriso stole third, and on the throw to second, trying to get the other runner at first, Nate Gold, it went into center field, and Senriso scored from second on a steal and a throwing error, and that gift run made it 3-1 Lumber Kings. With one out in the seventh, though, the Kernels got some help from some shoddy Clinton defense and also hit big in the clutch and scored 4 runs. It all started when Alex Dvorsky tripled into right center. Kevin Jenkins then grounded one to third, and the third baseman, newly installed Randall Shelley, looked at Dvorsky instead of looking the ball into his mitt, and that allowed Kevin Jenkins to reach on one of 2 errors in that Kernel seventh inning. Matt Brown then laced a single into right. It chased home Dvorsky and made it a 3-2 Clinton lead with Kevin Jenkins going to third. A comebacker off the bat of Melgarejo. Off the pitcher Cesar Herrera's glove, Kevin Jenkins broke towards the plate, stopped, then tried to come home, and he was thrown out 1-2-5-1, with Melgarejo taking first and Matt Brown going to third. B.J. Weed tied the game with a clutch 2-out single, a grounder past third into left. Matt Brown scored the tying run. Melgarejo stopped at second. Alberto Callaspo then gave the Kernels the lead in the seventh inning with a line drive single into right. Abruzzo followed with another hard-hit ball through the left side, and that scored Weed and made it a 4-run Kernel seventh inning. The Kernels took a 5-3 lead into the top of the eighth. With Daniel Arias pitching, a 1-out home run by Nate Gold, his third of the year, cut the Kernel lead to only 1 run. Arias then got the next 2 hitters, Kevin Richardson and Larry Grayson. We went to the ninth. Rich Thompson was on out of the Kernel bullpen after going ahead of the number 9 hitter, the pinch hitter Pedro Cairo. 0-2. The count went 2-2, and Cairo socked a single into left field. The next 2 pitches looked like they would spell disaster. Consecutive wild pitches, high and away. Abruzzo got gloves on them but couldn't stop them, and Cairo went to second, then to third on 2 wild pitches. The Lumber Kings had the tying run at third. Nobody out in the ninth inning. Top of their order up, Rich Thompson struck out Cameron Coughlin on a 3-2 pitch, fanned Craig Gringe for the second out, and on a 2-2 pitch to left-handed hitting Hector LeBron, Rich Thompson got LeBron to ground out to Matt Brown at third and end the afternoon's action. 5-4 Kernels. Here's the final line score. 5 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors by the Kernels. We stranded 8. 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors committed by Clinton. They left 8. The winning pitcher was Jeff Marquez. He's 3-3. The loser for Clinton was Cesar Herrera. Caesar's 4-3. And a save to Rich Thompson, his 4th of the year. The game took 2 hours and 52 minutes to play before a Pat McGrath Chevyland and Hy-Vee Apple Pie Sunday crowd of 2,570. 5-4 Kernels. We'll return after this with our Kernel Plays of the Game.
Everyone deserves a great insurance agent, not just any insurance agent. Paul Draper, your Pekin insurance agent at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, has the experience and knowledge to provide you with top-notch insurance coverages. Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion has been insuring individuals like you for over 100 years. Dependable protection from Pekin insurance agent Paul Draper at Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, an agency you know and trust. This is the time of year for all sorts of special occasions. Graduations, weddings, plus the usual birthdays and anniversaries. Your friends at Solid Waste and Recycling remind you, wrapping paper cannot be recycled. Once the presents are opened and the party's over, your options are put the gift wrap in the trash, or better yet, reuse the wrapping paper instead of throwing it away. Remember, don't put gift wrap in your blue recycling box. Either reuse the paper or discard it with the rest of your trash.
5-4 Kernels, a thrilling victory that gets the Kernels a split in their 4-game series here at home with the Lumber Kings, and the Kernels break even on the 8-game homestand, winning 4 and dropping 4. It's time for our Kernel Plays of the Game, and we're going to start in the 7th inning with 1 out and nobody on, and the Kernels down 3-1. Alex Dvorsky came to the plate for the Kernels.
Here's a drive into the right center field alley by Dvorsky. It'll go to the 390 mark. Alex is trying for third. He is going to be safe. A sliding triple for Marion's Alex Dvorsky. He's 2 for 3.
He's all they got so far in this game.
Yes, that was Mike Usher, a visitor in the K-Memory Diamond Suite this afternoon. Mike Usher was certainly correct at that time. Alex Dvorsky's triple was his second hit of the day, and little did we know that it would start a 4-run rally in the Kernel 7th inning. Matt Brown was at the plate with Dvorsky at third after Kevin Jenkins had reached on an error. First and third, 1 out, and Matt Brown, the number 9 hitter, tried to pull the Kernels to within a run of Clinton. 3-1 Clinton, but the Kernels have the tying runs on with only 1 out, and Matt Brown's the batter. Let's see if Matt Brown can deliver a helpful blow here in this 7th inning to either put the Kernels to within 1 or tie the game.
There it is. Over to the right side. That's a base hit. That's a hit. Dvorsky scores. Jenkins on to third. Save. First and third. 3-2 on a base hit into right by Matt Brown.
Matt Brown came through with his 9th run driven into the year, chasing home Dvorsky. It was 3-2. After Melgarejo reached on a fielder's choice, on which Kevin Jenkins was caught between third and home and tagged out, B.J. Weed, with 2 out, stood in from the left side, trying to come through big with 2 out and runners at the corners. B.J. again ready for a 1-2 pitch, tying run at third.
Ground ball fair. Past third. We're tied at 3. Melgarejo stops at second. B.J. Weed slapped one past the third baseman into left field to tie the game at 3.
Yes, he did. B.J. Weed came through his 16th run driven into the year, his 2nd hit of the game, and it was the Kernels tying the game at 3. B.J. was at first, Melgarejo at second. Alberto Callaspo tried to give the Kernels their first lead of the day.
A base hit into right. Melgarejo's being waved home. Here's the throw. Not in time. The Kernels lead it 4-3. On a line drive single into right by Alberto Callaspo.
Alberto made it 4-3 Kernels with his RBI single, and the inning was capped off on a Jared Abruzzo base hit into left center. That scored Weed, and the Kernels had a 4-run 7th, rallying to take the lead. The lead was 2 runs, but only 1, as the LumberKings struck for a home run off Colonel right-hander Daniel Arias in the 8th inning. It came from Nate Gold. And then that fateful 9th inning, a runner at third with nobody out. That was because a pinch hitter, Pedro Cairo, on a 2-2 pitch singled into left off Rich Thompson. He went to second on a wild pitch, advanced to third on another wild pitch. Rich then struck out the top 2 men in the Clinton order and was 2-2 on left-handed hitter Hector LeBron, tying run at third, 2 out, top of the 9th. Here's our last Kernel play of the game.
The crowd on their feet, hoping that Rich Thompson can keep that tying run at third with 2 out. There's a 2-2 count on the batter, LeBron. Rich is set, the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Matt Brown's throw makes it a Kernel win. Makes it a Kernel win.
Yes, it did, and the crowd erupted. They were on their feet for the 2-2 pitch as Rich Thompson pulled the miracle we thought was impossible. He kept Clinton from tying the game in the 9th with the LumberKing runner at third and nobody out. 5-4 Kernels. Those are our Kernel plays of the game. We'll wrap things up with a look at a full slate of games this afternoon. State Farm Major League Scoreboard is next.
What can I help you with here at Big Time Motors?
Well, I'm looking for a used car. I like this one. What's the price?
Listen, lady, I don't sell prices. I sell cars. But I guess if you must know, it's this.
Wow. That's $2,000 more than the one low price on the exact same car at Randy Keel Honda. And I didn't even have to ask them. Randy Keel has the prices posted for every car on their lot.
Well, we've got the best service department to stand behind our vehicles.
Really? Randy Keel showed me they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. How do you know yours is the best?
My manager told me.
Thanks, but I think I'm going back to Randy Keel Honda to get the best price and the best service.
But I can throw in a free air freshener to put over the rearview mirror.
Nice try.
Randy Keel Honda understands what you need when you're looking for a new or used car. They post their prices clearly, so you don't have to guess, and they'll never pressure you. That's why they're #1 in service and sales customer satisfaction. And they just won the President's Award from American Honda. Come find out for yourself. Randy Keel Honda is on Center Point Road in Cedar Rapids, or you can visit them at randykeel.com.
On the Colonel Curtin call, following a Colonel 5-4 victory that allowed the Kernels to go 500 on the 8-game homestand, splitting with Clinton, 4-4 homestand. What a way to end the homestand with such a thrilling and much-needed victory. Well, our final segment of the Colonel Curtin call has us checking scores from across the continental U.S. on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It's brought to us for the 8th year in a row by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Gary Shubat, Al Shetler, and Lanny Peterson. Everything is final in the National League with the exception of the game in Phoenix, and we'll get to that in a moment. But let's start reeling off these finals on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. At Turner Field, the Braves turned back the Mets 3-1. At Olympic Stadium, Montreal bested the Phillies 5-3. It was the Marlins at Great America Ballpark in Cincinnati. The Marlins throttled the Reds 6-2. A final from PNC Park in Pittsburgh. The Pirates trimmed the Cardinals 8-7. The Cubs won. They beat Houston at Minute Maid Park today 7-3. The Dodgers have won 9 in a row. The Dodgers trounced Milwaukee at Miller Park 5-1. Los Angeles has won 9 in a row. And at Denver's Coors Field, the Rockies crushed the Giants 5-1. That's a final. They're in the 4th inning at Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix with the Diamondbacks ahead of San Diego 5-4. There are 3 finals in the American League. The Yankees lost their 7th in a row at home as Toronto flew over the Yankees 5-3. At Fenway Park, the Tribe whipped Boston 6-4. A final in 12 innings at Comiskey Park. It was the White Sox 8 and the Tigers 5 in 12 innings. A football score at the ballpark in Arlington. The parent club of these Clinton LumberKings is trailing at home in the 8th inning. Baltimore 13, the Rangers 10. 8th inning. Our parent club, the 2002 World Champion Angels, lead Tampa Bay at Edison International Field 5-1 in the 6th inning. The Royals are playing great again. They lead the Athletics in the 8th inning at the Coliseum 3-1 Kansas City. And the game you'll hear tonight on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, at Safeco Field, the Twins take on the Mariners. All of those scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, Gary Shubat, and Lanny Peterson. Well, it was a great Memorial Day weekend, wasn't it? Capped by the most beautiful day of the season here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. I look out now and I'm in awe and wonderment. What a beautiful, beautiful Sunday it is, and hopefully you can finish up with some sort of barbecue or family picnic and then enjoy Colonel Baseball tomorrow afternoon on Memorial Day. We'll come at you from Philip Elstrom Stadium next to a big landfill site in Geneva, Illinois. They pack them in there. They'll have 7,000 or 8,000 tomorrow. The Kernels will take on the Kane County Cougars, who beat us 3 out of 4 earlier this spring here in our home ballpark. King County leads the Western Division. They're ahead of the Kernels by 8.5 games. Tomorrow afternoon, we begin a 12-game road trip, and we'll have the call for you at 2 o'clock, dugout interview at 1:40. 1:40 dugout interview time tomorrow from Philip Elstrom Stadium. Thanks to Deb Williams, our in-studio engineer. Deb will greet you again, calling from suburban Chicagoland at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. 1:40 dugout interview time. This afternoon, the Kernels rallied and then hung on in dramatic fashion to shade Clinton 5-4. 5-4 Kernels. John Rogers wishing you a wonderful rest of your Sunday and a very special Memorial Day weekend.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming, already in progress.